And we are live. Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I am your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's like somewhere in the back. You can kind of, sort of, yeah, there you go. She's hiding in the back. A few quick announcements before the show begins. First off, boys, can we get some F's in the chat for YouTube's new absolute dog shit user interface? It's bad. Okay. Anyways, this channel is viewer supported, so please consider sending a super chat throughout the show. I will read super chats $10 and up. All super chats will be displayed in stream overlay, and we have some additional super chat triggers if you guys want to look in the description. We've got channel memberships, Patreon, merch. All links are in the description. To become a channel member, hit that join button below. We have 6 different tiers of support, a ton of perks, and Eric, if you head on over to the next tab. Yeah, so at each, as we get more members, we unlock more emojis, more emotes. So right now, I think we're at about 120, 125, so, or maybe 130. So help us unlock number 16. And Michael Trilstein, by the way, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships before the show, man. Really appreciate it. We are also streaming to Twitch right now, twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to us totally free with a Prime sub. And shout out to Jay Card for his 3 months of being a sub on Twitch. And also thank you to Moonshine for subscribing 2 days ago. Thank you guys. Just a quick, free, easy way to support the show. And also, please support my nonprofit, the American Network Against Labiaplasty. You guys have heard this one before. Basically, we empower women who may feel self-conscious or insecure about their large labia. Chase is on the board of directors.
It's true.
Yeah, so anyways, if you need any convincing to not go under the knife, DM me at whatever on Instagram. Okay, can we get some hashtag all labia matter in the chat? And lastly, if you want to be on the show or help the show, DM at whatever on Instagram, chat mods, timestamps, making clips, studio hands, etc. Anyways, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, occupation, and or school major.
Hensley, as always. 22. I'm a stripper, and I'm studying psychology with a minor in philosophy and drug and alcohol counseling.
I'm Kiko. I'm 22. I'm a bartender and also studying at the university sociology and education.
I'm Breezy. I'm 34, and I'm a freelance graphic designer and audio engineer. I also have my own podcast.
What's it called?
Spectrum Podcast. We shortened it.
You changed the name. Yeah. What was it before?
It was on the Spectrum Podcast, so.
Why did you shorten it?
You know, it's probably, I bet your audience would call them snowflakes that responded with a little bit too much like, but what if someone gets hurt? And I was like, but what about the funny side of it? So
okay,
I just let it go.
I'm Tatum. I'm 29, and I work in pharmaceutical sales.
Hi, I'm Nicolette. I'm a stripper. I do OnlyFans. I'm having a sale right now, actually. Go check it out at Nicolette Nicole. You can find my social media like Twitter, Pornhub, all that good stuff by visiting allmylinks.com/Nicolette, and I'm working on getting my real estate license.
Hi, I'm Austis. I'm 27, and I'm an industrial designer.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm 23. I work in marketing.
I'm Tara. I'm 21, and I'm in my senior year of college at UCSB studying psychology and philosophy.
I'm Chase, 27, professional photographer and brand consultant, and I'm done with school.
Rock and roll. Everyone's Instagrams are in the description, so go show them some love, give them the follow. Sugar daddies in the chat, you know what to do. Okay, so going around the panel again, current relationship status, longest relationship, and are you currently on any dating apps? And that includes seeking arrangements.
I feel like everyone knows my answers to this. I'm single. I am on Hinge, and my longest relationship was 10 months in high school.
I'm single as well. My longest relationship has been about 3 years, and I'm on Hinge.
I am married. My longest relationship's like 13 years on and off, and 5 years married now. So, yeah.
I'm currently single. My longest relationship was about 4 years on and off, and I'm currently on Hinge.
I'm single. My longest relationship was 7 years, and I'm on Tinder and Hinge.
I'm single. My longest relationship was 3 years. I'm currently not on any dating apps. I definitely did the shortest cycle of downloading the app and deleting it of 2 days.
Nice.
I'm single. Longest relationship was about 6 months, and I'm currently on Hinge and The Right Stuff, which is a new dating app.
What is that? What is the right stuff?
It's an app for conservatives. So.
Is anybody else on the table, at the table, on the right stuff?
I applied for it, but you have to have somebody like invite you in, so
Oh.
Yeah.
haven't gotten an invite yet.
Okay, I'll send you one.
Sounds what?
I haven't even heard
Sounds
of
conservative.
Why is that?
You said you have to be invited in.
The
Oh.
guys,
Oh.
guys,
It's true.
guys have to be invited in. Girls don't have to.
Wait,
Guys
really?
do, yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
That's smart,
it's-
honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
that honestly
Yeah.
sounds like a fucking discrimination lawsuit waiting to happen, but okay.
Maybe.
I'd prefer it be like that, because then when you get let in, you have less competition. You know.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like with like with the ladies' nights. It's like it depends which state, but in California, it's actually illegal to have ladies' nights because it's considered gender discrimination.
It's illegal.
It's illegal to like offer a discount to women solely on their gender.
But they definitely do that.
It's illegal,
Well,
but whether they do it or
I'm
not.
just saying, they do it.
Yeah. But I mean, there's definitely been lawsuits where like clubs will get sued if you have a ladies' night, where you're offering a discount to just women. If you
That's
offer
true.
if you offer the
I get it,
discount
I
to
get it,
both
yeah.
genders,
Yeah.
but you call it a ladies' night, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you offer the discount to just one gender, then you open your. It's called like the Unruh Act of fucking, I don't know, 99 or some shit.
Of 99?
The
Dude,
Civil
no. How many
Unruh Act.
clubs really follow that in this state?
We had to, like, I remember we had a ladies' night out with, like, male strippers, and we were going to have, like, a discount for, like, women price for their drinks, and we couldn't do it. Yeah, they're like, we would get in trouble. So I think, honestly, it's probably only because, like, Santa Barbara, you know how, like, BAC, it's like they're strict out here.
They're on, yeah.
They're just trying to get the clubs in trouble.
Anyways, continuing on with Tara.
I'm single,
Whoops.
and I was recently convinced by my friends to get Hinge, but it's not.
Whoops. Sorry, guys. I fucked up the. My bad, Eric. Go ahead. Continue.
But yeah, I don't really like it, so I'm probably gonna be deleting it.
Why didn't you like it?
Well, I just don't really like dating apps because I feel like if you meet someone on it, I
Move
just
the
have this.
microphone, like that way, a little closer to you. There you go.
It's just like I fear, like I hate meeting someone and then there's no chemistry there. So I just feel like dating apps are just pointless in that way because like how do you know if this is someone for you if you've like never met them in person? Like you'll never know if there's chemistry. So I just feel like it's
Yeah, it makes
for
sense.
that reason.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm single. Longest relationship, 1.5 years. Currently not on any dating apps, but homie Grace possibly gonna hook it up with the right stuff. We'll see.
Got you.
So, just really quick, show of hands. Who's currently single? What? So
Is that literally everybody at the table?
Besides her who's married.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I stick out.
Congratulations on your success.
Yeah, thanks, I guess.
You guess?
Well, I meant like, I don't know that I would like come running to me for marriage advice, but you know, I'm here for you guys. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you'll host the rest of the podcast. So, as the sole person who's married and in a relationship. So, okay, so of those of you who said you were single, you might be single, but are you currently sort of seeing somebody, if you catch my drift? Hensley?
Probably a few people by your terms.
You're seeing a few people.
How many is a few?
Yeah. A baker's dozen?
Like half. that?
Of a baker's dozen? How is that
It's
13?
like you're
I think
saying
that's 13. right?
6.5 dudes. So like 6 normal dudes, 1 midget.
What the fuck?
I do have a crush on a midget currently. Yeah.
Okay, so I called it. There you
Male
go.
Four and a half. We'll go
male,
4.5.
Male or female dwarf? I think dwarf is the politically correct.
Are they
Term.
a
I
jockey?
think they like little people.
Look, I think now
Yeah,
it's
now it's little
little
people.
person,
It's
little people.
evolving.
My apologies to all the short kings out there. Wait, is a baker's dozen 13?
I think a
Yeah.
baker's
Yeah,
dozen
yeah.
is 13.
Yes.
Wait, so but how many people are you actually
I'm not saying a lot. I'm just going on dates with people, kind
just
of
going
thing.
going on dates?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any go-go dancers or?
He has not returned.
Ah, okay, got it.
I'm not seeing anybody currently or dating anybody at all. No.
Okay.
Nope.
You work at a bar though, right?
Yeah, I'm like, why are we still looking at me? Yes.
You're and you're a bartender, correct?
Mhm.
So I mean, don't you have a bunch of suitors hitting on you while you're working, or?
Yes.
But.
I mean, just because they hit on me doesn't mean I'm gonna.
Well, yeah,
date
of course.
them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
I want to be single.
you want to be single.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because I was in a relationship for like 3 years, and then I said I was gonna be single, and then I got into a 2-year-long relationship right after, and I have 1 year of college left, and I want to experience my 20s single and not in a relationship for the past 5 years, basically. Like, I need to be alone for a little bit.
Okay. Breezy, can we just actually have you pull your chair in just a little bit, just so you're
Yeah,
closer?
sorry. I
And
faded
then
back.
I guess we skip over you because you're married.
Yeah,
How
I
long-
kinda see the
How
same
long have you been
person.
married?
We got married in 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just hit 5 years this year.
How's that? Is it
Oh.
good? It's going well? or-
Yeah, it's good. You know, I feel like at 5 years and 1 child in, now that, you know, a little bit of couples therapy sprinkled in there and like a babysitter every now and again, it's like, shit's great. It's just great.
What was the couples therapy for?
Dude, it's hard to be. I think that's more because we've been together for 13 years. Like when we got
Yeah.
together, I was like most of these beautiful ladies' ages. Like I was 21, 22, you know, and he was like 5 years older. And it's like you change a lot between then and being in your 30s. And if you become a mom, that changes a lot too. So.
Who initiated the request to have couples therapy, you or him? Or was it kind of a mutual?
I feel like it was a mutual conclusion. Yeah, that's a good point though, because I think that it could like kind of feel sensitive to people to have to be the one that asks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
What advice would you give to yourself when you first met him?
Good question.
Dude, okay, specifically for me, like I unfortunately lost my mom when I was 16. So when I met him, I kind of had like a heap of maybe like trauma from loss that I didn't really recognize was there. And so if I could have gone back and been like, hey, try and like find that trauma inside of you, I'm sorry, and you know, deal with some of that because it'll come in eventually, you know. So yeah, I would have loved to have dealt with that before I met someone that would become my like forever person.
And what about right when you guys got married? What advice would you give to yourself 5 years ago?
Fuck, bro, I don't know. Just like try and keep shit lively and be real honest with each other and, you know, have fun.
Solid.
So you're single, but are you currently seeing somebody?
Seeing a few people casually.
A few people casually.
We got some players on the bench.
Oh shit!
You got a roster, Tatum?
We got a roster lined up a little bit.
Okay. So when you say a few people, what? 4, 5? What? How much are we talking?
Like maybe 3 right now that
Maybe
I would
3.
consider maybe casually. Yeah.
Okay.
So not that many, right?
And when you said casually dating,
Mhm.
what do you mean by that?
Like keeping it casual. Like I see him like once or twice a week. We go on some dates. Nothing super serious. We aren't having like those serious conversations, like boyfriend girlfriend conversations or anything like that.
Okay, but you guys are hooking up. You're hooking up with.
So that's a yes.
Kinda, sorta.
Do they know?
Do they know about each other?
Oh, yeah, well, because we have we're we communicate in that sense where we both know we're both seeing each other like casually and stuff like that. So we know that it's casual for sure between the two of us. So
Cool.
And is there one that stands out to you in particular that you want to potentially proceed with, or are you happy with your bench? I think, was that the term you used? What was it, bench or roster?
yeah, roster.
Roster.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't know. I'm not somebody, I don't know if I want to get married. I don't know if that's like a priority to me quite yet. I'm still trying to navigate through that. So I don't know if I'm really looking for anything serious right now. So
Do you want kids?
eventually, probably.
Okay. But no marriage.
I don't know. I'm like just still trying to navigate through it and everything.
Okay. All right.
I'm single and I'm not seeing anybody.
Okay. And so you said you do OnlyFans. And are you also in the porn industry? Or
No,
just
just
like solo
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans stuff?
I do collaborations with like my friends
Okay.
sometimes.
What does that mean?
Like girlfriends, guy friends, both?
Just girlfriends.
Just girlfriends?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're bi or?
I'm gay for pay.
I see. Okay, you're gay for pay. Okay. And how's I don't know if you're comfortable sharing, but like, how's the OnlyFans going?
Really great. I've been doing it since before COVID. A lot of people started it during the pandemic. I started in the adult industry when I was 18 as a cam girl. So
How much were you making when you were a cam girl?
I was
If you had-
making a pretty good amount.
Yeah.
For an 18-year-old. Before that, I was working at McDonald's since I was
Hell yeah.
16. So
What's a pretty good amount? Like, how much is that? If you don't mind sharing.
I won't say the exact amount, but I'm doing pretty well.
Like
and at the time, I was doing really good too.
4 figures weekly, 5 figures weekly.
No, not that much.
Okay.
5 figures a month?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock and
Nice.
roll. Okay.
Wait, have you seen any guys since you started this career?
Like, have I been with any guys?
Like, have you dated any guys?
Well, I was in a 7-year relationship that ended in March. So I never did like boy-girl collaborations for OnlyFans.
That wasn't really where I was going. I was just curious, like,
Oh.
if he had like any thoughts on it. Like, did he like it? Did he not mind? Did he
Oh,
dislike
that I was
it?
doing OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I think it took him a little while to get used to, because he knew me before it, but yeah.
So you guys were dating, was that even before you started doing cam girl stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you share any of your revenue with him? Like, was he taking photos for you, or how did that work?
Yeah, he would be in some of my videos, and I would not give him a penny.
You would not give him a penny.
No. Why would I?
Shafted. Why didn't you want to pay him? He was like doing work.
I mean, he was gonna do it anyway, and why would you not want to like help your girl out and like, you know?
A gentleman.
What?
Go on, Chase.
I mean, I personally wouldn't like do that in a relationship. But if I was your boyfriend and if I didn't have the same value system that I have, like, I'd be like, yo, like, cough it up. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm putting in work here, you know?
I didn't force him, you know, and to each their own. So.
Sounds like you kind of worked him.
Well, it is what it is. I don't know what to say.
Okay, we'll get more into that a bit later. Go ahead.
I got out of a serious relationship about a year ago, and since then I've only been on 2 dates, and that was back in January. I am not seeing anybody right now. I've been very career focused, so that's been my goal.
And so you were on the show last show on Tuesday, and you said that you were waiting for marriage to be intimate with a new partner, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But you had been in the past. So you said you're not a virgin, right?
Correct.
Okay. So do you think it's going to be difficult to find a partner that's going to be willing to wait?
No, because if we are chasing the same path of, we're pursuing God, which is ultimately my goal, And if he's pursuing God, then he's going to have the same feelings towards that. And ultimately, I want to find a man of faith who is chasing purity. And in order to have that purity, you're chasing God. So it goes hand in hand with two of those.
And I mean, Chase is sort of similar to you in this sense, in that, I mean, Chase, if you want to share.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, I've been saving myself for my future wife for the past 2 years. Same thing, not going to sleep with, my future partner before we get married. Going to try my absolute best not to, at least.
Yeah, see, there's people out there that do that.
It's rare though here in California.
California,
as you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
And but you also, Chase, you're not a virgin.
Correct. Yeah.
Do you regret not being a virgin?
Honestly, I don't really. I mean, it's a sin, and I'm grateful for Jesus's forgiveness of those sins. I'll regret it if the woman that I want to marry is I won't marry somebody who's not a virgin. Then I'll regret it. But,
sure.
I mean, I haven't slept with a lot of women relative to guys our age. My number's under 10, but
Mm-hmm.
but I know my way around a woman's body, and in that sense, I don't regret it.
Word. Okay. Got it. I guess my whole question with that is that, can you really, and I guess this is a question to both of you, can you really, since you haven't maintained your virtue,
Virginity.
your virginity. My question is why wait now? Since you've already crossed that threshold, does that make sense? Why? I'm not criticizing
I'll
you
just,
guys, but I'm just curious, why wait since you've already crossed the threshold?
I'll start. I'm sure she has a different answer, but that's once I got serious about my walk with God, I realized, first off, by not continuing to fornicate, that's something that I could do to honor him. And second, that's something that I can save for my future wife. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I want to save that for my future wife, because for me, when I have sex with a woman that I love, I form a very deep bond to her, and I don't want to form those bonds with women that I'm not going to make my wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I can feel that within me still from previous partners, and I don't want that,
Okay.
Yeah, ultimately the reason we're doing it is to honor God, and sex outside of marriage, it's ultimately sin. Sex in marriage, that is what God intended for it to be. And to experience that type of sex with your husband who you've committed yourself to, it is going to be such a strong bond versus somebody I've just been dating for a few weeks. I don't know if I'll be with them for the rest of my life. There's just not that intimacy that you're going to find in your marriage. And ultimately, that's what I want in my future husband and for us when we get married. So until then, I am focusing on my work, myself. There's no need to partake in any sexual activity outside of the marriage. And if I'm dating somebody, we're going to set boundaries together. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to establish, what's okay, what's not okay, and how to approach it. But ultimately, we'll go to God about it, and he'll guide us through it. So that's how I feel on it.
Cheers to that. It's a good
Cheers.
answer.
So I want to, just on this note, and then we will continue along the panel with the previous question. You guys heard all that. Has it made you want to wait until marriage, Hensley? To
Absolutely.
have sex the next time?
I think that convinced me.
You're convinced?
Oh yeah.
Cap.
What about you? What do you think of that? What do you think about waiting until marriage to have sex?
I mean, I think they could obviously do what they want. It's not going to hurt nobody if that's what they want to do, so they can go ahead and do that. I personally don't think it's an intelligent choice, and I would never do that, but if there's people out there who think that's what the Lord above wants them to do, then that's their business and not mine. But I will not be doing that, no. I'm not saying that you need to sleep with somebody on the first night, but to some people, sex isn't a big part of a relationship, but I personally think that's a big part of connecting with somebody, and I'm not going to marry somebody without knowing how that's going to go, because a marriage is serious. That's a lot of money, that's a lot of paperwork, that's a lot, and I don't know. I get maybe waiting a year or a couple years, making sure you're very devoted to them, but I don't think it's smart to wait for something that important until marriage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm married. I didn't wait, but it sounds like neither of you is saying that you have waited in your, from the side of being total virgins either. I actually think that's pretty interesting. I've never really thought too much about it, how that you could maybe come to that conclusion after, but I totally hear what you're saying. It's like a deep connection you form with people. So yeah, to each their own. I mean, whatevs.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we all respect your guys' views on it. I guess, can I ask a question? Do you guys find it hard to find a woman or a man that has the same values as you do in regards to sex before marriage?
Ultimately, I'm giving it over to God, and I'm just asking him to bless me with the man in my life. So it's not like I'm going to go out there and just actively seek him. Is he under the rock? I don't know. I think God will bring him to me. So I put my faith and trust in him.
Wait, did you say you were on dating apps?
I was, yeah.
You were? Oh, that's right, for a hot
I
second.
downloaded it for 2 days, and I was like, I don't like dating apps, delete it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Frustration right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally challenging, especially here in California. Like,
Yeah.
very, very few girls feel similarly about all this as I do.
Wait, did you say you're on dating apps? Sorry, I'm...
No, but
He's on Christian Mingle.
Are you really?
No, I'm
Farmers
not,
only?
I'm not.
Farmers
I'm
only
actually
chase?
on Amish only.
Ah, okay.
And Mennonites only.
Oh,
No,
nice.
Farmersonly.com?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's a good one.
I'm not on any, but like I was telling Grace, I'm on the waiting list for the right stuff because it's for conservatives and stuff. And I'm like, as I told Brian, a right-wing extremist. So.
Jesus. He's kidding. He's kidding.
But yeah, no, it's challenging. Like most girls around here like don't share similar beliefs at all.
Yeah.
So, and it's weird because it's like a deal breaker for me. So.
Well, yeah, obviously, if it's very important to you, yeah.
Yeah. So
Nicolette, would you wait until marriage to have with your next partner?
I
What do you think?
feel like I'm about to burst into flames right now. Surprisingly, I actually grew up in a conservative Christian family. I don't necessarily hold myself to their beliefs exactly, but I did go to Sunday school, growing up. So I respect that decision. Do I hold myself to that same standard or expectation? No, but I respect people who do, and I don't judge them. I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's anything to make fun of. I think it's actually really cool. So.
do you feel like growing up in a conservative Christian household kind of made you want to like rebel against that as you got older?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's something I notice with a lot of people who grow up in households like that. Like if it's like really overbearing, they just hate it and they're like, fuck all of that. Like I'm going to go in the opposite direction when I get older.
I don't know. I just like attention.
Okay. So moving on. So what was the fucking question?
What do you think about our
What do I think
perspective
about
on
it?
that? Yeah.
I am waiting, so I completely
Virgin?
agree. Yes.
Okay.
And you're a Christian too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, yeah, I've gotten a lot of, that's, my decision. My parents never told me you had to do that. It's just something I wanted to do for myself. And it hasn't been easy to do that, and I was called a prude growing up a lot, honestly. But I grew up to just decide that's what I wanted to do, and I have no regrets about that. And I do go on dates, and I don't just like sit in my house and not. I do get asked out and things like that, but I just haven't found what I'm looking for. So
Have you had guys try and pressure you out of that conviction?
Yes. Yeah.
Was it ever challenging to say no, or was it easy?
Yes.
Oh,
don't have to go-
question.
Yeah.
Let's say you're 39 and it just hasn't happened yet.
Uh-huh.
Let's say, or even 40, 45. But you want to have, oh shit. I was going to say, you want to have kids, right? You want to have
Yes.
kids?
Yeah.
Okay. But all the guys, they want to have sex, but they don't want to wait till marriage. But you want to have a family and want to have kids. Are you willing at that point to potentially bend on your values in order to secure a family and children? Or is it just at that point it's like the nunnery for me? Or like what happens in that situation?
Good question.
And that very well likely might not happen, but just, plan.
I pray to God that won't happen.
Okay.
And I would say no, I wouldn't bend my values for a guy. I actually ended the last relationship I was in because of that. Yeah. We
Okay.
disagreed on that, and it was hard, and I just, I wouldn't. I actually do want to get married, and I think that being younger, that's actually something that is important to me. So I have found some good guys that understand, but a lot of times it doesn't get to that point where we have that discussion. So.
But theoretically,
if I'm 39,
it
or
could just
40.
never happen for you. Like, let's say you're 50 and it just doesn't happen. Are you just going to be like, all right, I guess I can
Probably
fuck
God's
now?
I'm trusting in God's plan. I actually really believe that, I don't know how I want to say it, but I feel like if God puts a desire in your heart to be married, I believe that you will.
Mhm.
I believe that the right guy's out there for me. I just have pretty high standards, and there's some things I will not bend on.
What are your high standards?
He has to be conservative. We have to have the same values.
Okay.
And I've met a lot of those in San Diego, but we actually differ on some things. A lot of military guys, actually, that ask me out. But we differ on certain things that I don't think I can say on this podcast. But
What? Yeah, you can probably say it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay.
It's called
We're getting-
whatever.
we're
It's
getting
called
real
whatever.
honest. I'm just pretty specific on I want a man that has not taken the jab, and
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe
like
we
that's
should.
really important to me.
Okay.
So a lot of guys
Sure.
in San Diego, military guys. It's actually really sad. I'll just say this. I'm really attracted to men, like strong men, policemen, like military guys, and that's not going to work for me. So, and I will not budge on that. And
You're
Chase, please
shaking
back
your
me up.
head. So what's going through your mind right now?
Can we clarify what that means? Like a little bit at least? Like, can we use some
Okay.
innuendos here? Like, I have no idea what that means.
What
Whether
can I
or
say?
not they've taken
Oh,
the
the
COVID
vac-
juice, the
Oh,
COVID
okay.
immunity juice.
Yeah, I am pretty particular on
I was
that.
lost too.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I'm thinking something way worse.
Oh,
my
okay.
god!
No.
I'm glad
Yeah.
we clarified that.
Okay.
So,
It's I'll just back Grace up. It's a non-negotiable for a lot of us.
The jab.
In which can I ask? In which sense?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's actually I didn't honestly think I would have
I
to
don't know,
clarify
well,
that, but I feel like
I'll
I
keep
did.
it vague
Yeah,
to
yeah.
protect
Now
his,
we're
his
getting-
channel.
I didn't want to say it.
So
I'll keep
you
it-
already answered.
I'll keep it vague to protect his channel. There's issues with early mortality, and there's also issues with fertility that are
That's
coming
not
up.
what I was asking, but by you saying that, you answered my question.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how I got there.
It's all good. But okay,
He asked
so
what
you
your
said
high standards
you
were.
want a strong
my high
guy.
standards,
You
yeah.
want someone that
A guy
has not been
He's pure-blooded.
inoculated or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so you said you had very high standards. What are some of the
Other
other
high standards.
By the way, we do have a girl here who is in pharmaceutical sales. So
Okay.
Yes.
Totally.
I don't know why I don't know why I brought
I
that
love
up.
friendly debate.
Just
No,
because I sell in pharmaceuticals
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I know a whole lot about the jab, y'all.
Okay.
I just
I welcome friendly debate. I love it. So.
Anyways, we'll move on from the COVID stuff.
Okay.
But so okay,
Yeah.
conservative.
Yeah.
Didn't that? Strong man, like physically
Yeah.
strong.
Yes.
His strong constitution of character.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tall,
Yeah.
wealthy.
No, he doesn't have to be wealthy. He has to have vision. He has to be a Christian. I missed that one. That's really important to me. But I will say this. Just because he's a Christian, I've met a lot of Christian guys, and it doesn't mean that they really follow their faith. So that's actually really important to me because I've dated Christian guys, and I am not just a Christian girl over here that's like, oh yeah, okay, you're a Christian, I'm gonna date you. No, like I really want to see your faith, your character, and just how you lead your life. And they don't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be a virgin, actually, to me. I've actually met some, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I won't, well, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so high standards, but Yeah.
A
Oh.
traditionally masculine Chad, basically, who follows God.
Yes.
Hey, Eric, I think
Exactly.
the thing's on mute, the audio. Can you just hit the top mute button on the keyboard? What's on mute? Or push the volume up to 80. I don't know, my soundboard must be.
Shout
then-
out to the bras in the chat.
I don't know, man.
Okay, that's weird. Go ahead.
Which question am I answering?
Yeah.
The original question or
Yeah.
the response to?
Let's move on. What to the original question? You're single, dumb. What's going on with that?
I've been going on dates, but none of them really go past the first date because I don't plan on dating again unless he's husband material. So you typically know like really quickly whether that's the case or not.
Are you saving yourself for marriage or not?
I'm saving myself for my future husband. I don't know if that means though that I'm gonna be, because I don't know where I feel like, well, I don't plan on having sex with anyone until I'm dating them, and I don't plan on dating someone until I see them as husband material. So I could end up so that's a no until like my wedding day. I'm not saving myself for my wedding day, but I'm saving myself for
The one
until
that you
I'm
want to
with
marry.
someone, who I plan to marry.
Gotcha.
So
Cool.
you said you're 21, right?
Yes.
So are you wanting to get married young, like fairly soon?
I mean, I'll get married whenever it happens, right? Like, I'm not, it's just whatever's planned for, I guess. So I don't really, it's more like if I meet someone and it's obvious this person is who I'm supposed to be with, then I'll be with them. I'm not going to be like, I'm 21, I need to like have my young days doing something without you in it. Because I feel like finding someone who's a good lifelong partner is super rare, and I don't plan to have it be like an easy thing to do. So if I do find them, then I don't plan on like losing them for the sake of my youth or something.
Totally.
Okay, rock and roll. We're going to do a couple soup chats, and then I'm going to get into my next question. So, Eric, actually, before I do soup chats, can you pull up the Twitch just so I can mention that again real quick? All right. Just a reminder, guys, if you have Amazon Prime, please consider giving us dropping a Prime sub and drop us a follow, guys, twitch.tv/whatever. Anyways, super chats. We got, let's see. We got Red here with the $10 super chat. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Ladies, length or girth? Bruv.
Girth.
Yeah. Why? Okay, we'll go around the table on that. Hensley, length or girth?
Girth. Combination. I mean, what do you mean? Like, okay, it's
either tree stump or like a long tree branch.
Oh God.
neither then. That's what I'm saying. Like, girth matters too. Okay, I'll go with that one.
Yeah, I feel like there's a balance here. but yeah. I mean, like, I probably if it was really like long and skinny, it might be fucking weird. So let's go girth.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
It's the motion of the ocean, babes.
Okay, there we go.
I mean, good balance always, but
Both.
Yeah, good balance.
I'm not going to answer that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like talking about my sex life, but latter maybe.
All right. I guess we have to frame it for us, Chase. Innie or outie labia?
what?
You know, there's like
What
innies
is-
and outies.
what is an
you know?
innie?
Like a belly button?
No, like
Innie is innie like it's nice and tight and like up there. Like
no, the labia is the lips.
yeah, but what is how does an innie work?
Okay, there's innies and then there's outies.
I mean, I guess innie. Yeah, innie sounds nice.
All right, I'm gonna go with outie on this one. But
Yeah, you like those beef curtains, bro.
How dare you, sir?
This is when you.
How
this,
dare you?
This is when you say
use
guilty as
that-
charged.
Guilty as charged.
Yep.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to say, I'm a fan of outies. DM me, whatever. But you know what? I don't think either gender should be shamed for the way they're born with their genitalia. Men shouldn't be shamed if they got a small schlong, and women shouldn't be shamed if they got outies, large labia.
You're really an artist. Can you just paint it for me a little bit more? Like if a naked woman was standing in the room right now.
You want me to
how would I know
articulate-
if she has
Basically-
an innie or an
God.
outie?
You want me to articulate
I mean, I'm just
what
like,
an outie is?
I'm a visual learner, so I'm not gonna I don't know. It feels like I'm just curious to know the full picture here, Brian.
I mean, it's hard to precisely articulate it. So you have the labia minora and the labia majora.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm bringing
I
you
have-
back to health class in 7th grade here.
I
So-
do have a vagina. I'm familiar with the
Yes.
territory.
So basically the lips, they're, how do you even articulate what an
That's what I'm
outie is?
wondering.
Basically,
Nicolette, help me out here. I know you're dying to, come on, you know.
I think that
You know.
both types are just beautiful.
Yeah, both are great. Both
Yeah.
are good. Both are good. But
But like from across the room, though, like
What do you mean?
Would,
What?
would it be like obvious to me which is which?
it could be. There could be a bit of a dangle.
There we go. That's what I was
A
looking
little-
for. There's
A little dangle.
Okay. So I don't have to necessarily get real close to now. Okay, that's.
But yeah, no, it is unfortunate that
Clay showing.
that women get shamed for it if they have an outie. Women are not shamed for innies, but they're shamed for outies. And we need to start a movement. That's what I'm doing with my organization to combat the shaming, because like 10K, holy shit, wait, can someone catch the surfboard?
Puppy dog.
come here.
Come here. Tuck it in like how it was before. Jesus.
I think we should go around the table then
On-
if we're gonna go.
And ask the girls if
Innie
they have
and
outies.
outie.
And ask them
No.
if they have outies.
Ask
That is a
them-
great recommendation,
No,
Nicolette.
And
I like where your
ask
head's
them-
at.
That's not where I'm going.
Okay, so go ahead.
And ask them, cut or uncut.
We can do that. We can do that.
That's an interesting
Um,
question.
That's a great question.
Starting with
We're
you.
gonna what
Reverse
wait,
the order.
What,
Starting with what
you
he
prefer.
prefers.
what I prefer
Yeah, which do you prefer in your boyfriends, Brian?
in my gay for
Or which are
pay.
you yourself, right? I mean, you could just go with that. Dealer's choice, I guess.
What
or-
you want me to
So
disclose
basically
my?
this only applies to you guys.
Wait, what is the question? What?
Are you cut or uncut?
I mean, I'll just say this: I want my foreskin back. That shit was taken from me. Like,
Okay, so
I didn't have a say in it. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I think we should do away with circumcision. To be honest, it's
Yeah.
Man mutilating.
it is. It is.
This
And-
is an important point, actually. It's like so weird that it's still around because it originated as the it started out as the covenant between Abraham and God in the Jewish religion, and it was only meant to be between, Jews and God, and somehow it's become this society-wide thing. What'd you say?
Maybe even more specifically, just the one guy and God.
Well, it was like with each successive generation, that was how they kept their covenant. But it's like a society-wide thing now for no reason. And
Well,
it's-
Well, yeah, I mean, I think now it's
Trans.
transitioned from having a religious basis to just something they do in hospitals because it's like deemed as like clean or like, which is bullshit,
They probably charge your insurance more. I mean,
Yeah.
probably.
I think I do think that, I mean, I am circumcised, but I think as a practice, it should be done away with just because just barely born boys cannot give their
No choice.
informed consent
Yeah.
to.
Dude, you're literally
being-
cutting off the tip
Yeah, it's
of your
mutilation.
newborn's dick.
Yeah,
Like,
it's terrible.
Right, but
it's
then
awful.
when you get older, aren't you out for a whole month? Like nothing. Like you can't have. Are we allowed to say?
Well,
boomers?
What do you mean?
You
Like
well,
when you get older, if you're uncircumcised
and you
and
want
you
to
decide
get it.
to get circumcised. Let's say you decide. Let's say you're
Well,
both
yes.
uncircumcised right now, right? And then you decide to get circumcised.
Why would someone want to do that?
Good question.
Okay,
Well,
it's
there's
just
still-
a
Why?
theoretically,
Okay.
if it were to happen,
I mean, you would be out for a while. Yeah. It'd
for a month,
Yeah,
right?
it would.
I don't
I
know.
suppose it would be
be terribly painful.
worse when you're an adult, but it should probably. There are some instances where there's like something wrong with the foreskin or something where it's medically indicated, but that's exceedingly rare. Where there's like, it's painful upon erection.
Really?
If you have foreskin, very rare. Yes, something like the. Look into it, but it.
Rip.
If the skin's
Anyways.
too tight.
Yeah, something like it's painful when they get erections. I don't know, but that's very rare, and it's not a reason why at child or at birth, a boy shouldn't be circumcised. But
We should move on from
yeah,
the
let's.
foreskin
Yeah,
question.
I don't know what the fuck.
We talked about outies and innies for a while.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
That
I
one
would've-
was for the girlies.
I
Oh,
would have preferred to
que-
avoid both.
Yeah,
Personally.
yeah. So on this one though, is it a wrap for you? Let's say you really like a guy, but first time you're hooking up, and he's not really particularly impressive in the bulge department. Is it a wrap?
No.
What does impressive mean?
Like, let's say it's below average in size.
As long if I can't, if we're going at it and it's not like it's a every 2 seconds I'm like, why is this thing like this? Then no, I don't care. But if it's like you can't work with it either, then it's not
Okay.
gonna work probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's when you're like, are you gonna hit this or what? But it's more about motion of the ocean.
What?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay. You said motion of the ocean,
Yeah,
right?
she's right. Yeah.
Nicolette, what about you?
I think that if they're not impressive, that they should be really good at like foreplay.
Okay. Ausdies?
I mean, I agree with the ladies. Yep.
What?
Praise God.
Praise Jesus. Okay. Go ahead.
I will find out.
Okay. Tara? Did I say it
at
right
that
this time?
point- no, you didn't. You messed up again. It's
Ter-
Tara.
Tara.
Tara and Austis, bro.
You know, I got a story about this one time. I was seeing this girl named Kara. In any case, after we hook up, I asked her for clarification on how to pronounce her name. You know, because I'm a gentleman.
Yeah. After, yeah.
And needless to say, there was not a second date because I knew her name. I knew it was Kara or Kara. It's not like I was like, is it Gertrude, huh? But I was like, what's the pronunciation? And she's like, she was deeply offended.
You knew it by text.
So there was, yeah, anyways. So sorry.
No worries.
Tara? Wait, Tara? Sorry, bro. Bro, it's hard. We got like, okay.
It's
Tara.
like Sarah.
Tara.
Just think Sarah.
Tara.
Tara.
Okay, thank you.
We need little name tags next time.
Yeah.
Just like
It's in the works.
Austis and Tara.
It's in the works. Okay. Did you give your, did you go?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, by that point, I would have already decided if this is someone I'm like serious about in dating. So, but that's why I don't want to completely wait until marriage, because I think an important part of a healthy marriage is good sexual chemistry. So I'll wait until I've decided this is someone I want to take seriously and I think is like worth having a relationship with, and then I'll see there. And if there's no sexual chemistry, that is a deal breaker for me. So I probably wouldn't pursue marriage with this person, unless of course they were just really special and amazing.
Okay, follow-up question on this. Great guy, meets all your non-sexual criteria, but he has a micro penis, Hensley. Is it a wrap? Is it a wrap?
Not if he's good in other ways.
Yes.
I said something about a strong jaw last time. Like, does he chew a lot of gum? I'm just going to go with that again.
Word.
Okay, moving on. Go ahead.
Yeah, it'd probably be a wrap.
Okay, Nicolette.
How small is micro? Like 2 inches?
No, micro is like this,
Like micro.
Like,
I think. I don't know what, there's probably a
is
medical.
there a range
Is this a
here?
real like
Is there a
this
spectrum?
There is a micro.
I don't
such a
know.
thing.
It's probably a rub.
obviously, I married my husband for him, not his penis. So I'm gonna love him with whatever he has.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
It's a wholesome answer.
All right, boys, if you have a micro peen, her DMs are open. Okay.
No, you got to be a Christian. No.
Oh, and Christian.
Christian boys.
Christian with the micro peen. Okay. Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, it would be a wrap because I want a man that's a man. So.
What? Oh,
shit! Shots fired.
I mean, I do think I can wait and still know what I want. So.
But you wouldn't see his.
Until you're married, though. So
You're
Does that work?
married.
I think in
Yeah.
like
You like
72
divorce
hours.
him? If he has a micro penis?
The Christian stood up the back.
I know.
The back door
So
can
What the-
what do you do there?
No, I will say I think that, and actually, Chase, you've said something about this before, where it's like, you, even as a Christian, like we're not perfect. So it is really hard. Like, and I haven't been perfect in terms of, like, I've never fully had sex with a guy, but I, you know, there's
partially
other.
had sex with a guy?
No.
Backdoor,
There's other things,
or-
like, you know, when you're like making out, whatever, etc. So, yeah, I don't know, but
Annul that shit.
Annulment. That's what I was looking for. But wait, okay, you said you want a guy who's a man.
yeah.
Well, can't a guy who has a micropenis be just as much of a man as
I don't
what?
know.
What
Yes,
is his?
I guess
Brian,
I-
yes.
That well, that's what I'm getting at. But
I don't know. I really don't know.
what? You don't know?
I mean, I
To
feel like
be
that's,
honest-
well, I know it's an important thing, like in your
What?
like in your marriage.
To be honest,
But-
like the kind of guy she's describing sounds like your stereotypically high testosterone dude if he's law enforcement, military, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The presence of the hormone testosterone in the male body causes growth of the penis. So if you have like a dude who's like a man, like a man's man, he's probably not going to have a super tiny dick.
Not if he's roided up, though.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
wouldn't want
And
that.
that's what
That's
half of those
true.
manly men's are. And
Yeah,
that's
I mean-
why they
that's not
have
good.
I mean, it's
So-
plausible that there's a man who's in one of those fields, or who has high testosterone, that also has a micropenis. I would imagine there's some police officer out there somewhere. Maybe he's not like on the patrol, but he's doing desk duty.
Why wouldn't he be on patrol? Why wouldn't he be
What?
on patrol, Brian?
No, I don't
I don't
want
know.
the. I don't know.
Just creating this
Um,
like very fringe example here. But okay, anyways, moving on from the wait.
No.
what-
I want to say
Uh.
the answer is, I'm with Ousties on. I think that God's got it under control. I don't think I need to practice before, and I do value health really highly in myself and in the future, the person that I want. So hormone health, everything. I think that that's really important for marriage. So
Sure.
yeah.
All right, let me get these other soup chats. We got Brandon here in the chat. Salad City Rebel. Thank you for the $10 soup chat, man. Thank you for the support. 10 appearances on the show, Chase, and you haven't asked anyone if they would like to accept Christ into their life. The Lord's will compels it. Chase, your response?
I mean, dude, like, if I have the opportunity, I'll totally ask. I don't want to impose on Brian
What?
the process of converting somebody, though.
What?
Bringing somebody to Jesus.
Have you converted people?
Yeah, I brought a lot of my friends to Christ.
I just burst into flames right now.
I feel the heat.
Hey, Brandon, thank you, man.
I
Appreciate
spent
it.
10 years
We
getting
have
married.
we have
That's my
Schaefermeister.
buddy Jordan.
What's up, Jordan? Thank you for the $10 soup chat. Appreciate the support. What's up, boys? Would love to come on the pod sometime soon. Question for the girls: rich man, small PP, or large PP, poor as hell? What's up with all the peen questions tonight?
God, really peeing on the mind.
Sounds like a fetish to me. Hit the cash app.
I would like to formally change my
Okay,
answer.
so
I was like really
trying to move away.
I'm conflicted because that's my boy, but also like I've
You
had
don't wanna
enough
talk
talk
about
of
the
the
peen
genitals
shit?
tonight. Like, you can ask them if you want, bro. It's up to you.
If he's your friend, we're allowed to veto it, though, right?
I guess. Yeah.
His money, bro. Are you gonna pay him back?
Just quick impressions. Quick impressions.
Okay,
Rich
ri-
man, small penis.
Rich man
poor
or-
man, huge dong.
Okay, go for
Rich
it.
man.
Next.
What?
I can't think.
I mean, I'm already with a man, baby. I don't
If
need
you
to say
weren't.
anything.
If you weren't.
Well, you know, she's married. I don't know.
Thank you.
Let's give her a free deal now.
I would probably go, because my answer earlier, emotion of the ocean, so probably rich guy, small penis.
Okay.
Ask me on OnlyFans.
What?
She's
Okay, moving
just here for the bag. She's not giving you any free content.
None free. I'm not looking at the money or the penis, so passing on that.
Yeah, I have no answer. I don't know.
Tara?
I would do wealth because I don't know. If he's a provider, again, sexual chemistry doesn't have to relate to like penis size. but being able to like provide a good life for our family is relative.
Rock and roll. Red, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. Loving the show. One other question for the ladies. 5'5". Jesus, what? Okay. 5'5" average guy with a $50K salary who you love, or a 6'5" NBA player with an 8-inch BBC. Also, maybe we should add to this. The NBA player is not going to be faithful to you.
Dude,
I'll
by
answer
the way,
this one.
I feel like
that's a good caveat.
I feel like you know every one of our answers before we even answer this.
Right.
Do.
She's
This
gonna
is like
say
the same
NBA.
question.
I'm gonna say NBA. She's gonna say she's married.
I
she's
just
gonna
say-
NBA.
no,
She's gonna
wait.
say NBA. She's gonna say marriage. She's gonna say marriage. She's gonna say NBA or marriage.
That's a good summary. That's pretty accurate. Also,
I was only gonna say I don't date men shorter than me, and I'm 5'9", so there's my answer.
there you go. I would like to, if I may, put forth an executive order for the show. No more discussion of dick size or labia or any of that tonight. Can we agree to that, Brian?
What?
Unless they're gonna
Listen,
No more
send them a
discussion.
lot of
I
money.
tell you,
Tell
I'm
you what.
so
Lots of
over
money.
it at this point.
Tell you
Like,
what, Chase.
It's so gross.
Tell you what. This is what I can do for you, good sir.
It's part of your body, Chase.
Thank you,
Just
Chase.
accept yourself.
Thank you.
I will oblige you on the penis, but if the labia comes up, I'm talking about it. Okay, moving on.
All right.
Like that's a great.
Can I ask?
Jay.
Your logo was really good. Did you
What?
make on the labia site? That was so
That was me.
cute.
I made that.
love
It's
that.
like the heart and
Yeah,
then
it was really clever. I'll give you that.
I did that. Okay. Jay, thank you for the $10 soup chat. This panel smells like pumpkin spice latte, fresh eggs, and dry. Okay, thank you, man.
I don't know
Appreciate
any
it.
of those things.
Freshest toothbrush, thank you for the $10 soup chat. Never seen so many girls proud of being used up. Then we wonder how so many people are passing around diseases. Jesus
What does that mean?
Christ.
What is used up?
Ladies,
Who-
please close your legs
Fresh toothbrush.
and value yourself. Okay, Fresh's toothbrush.
Anybody want to clap back at him?
Yeah, do you
all
want
living
to?
our life. I've never had
what
a
the
STD,
fuck?
so
what is used up? I mean, like your opinion is worth $9.99. Good for you. You put a price on it.
I actually have an opinion.
Go.
So I saw that, I think it was yesterday's or Tuesday's stream. It was like an Andrew Tate video.
Yeah.
And he said that he wants a virgin over like a girl with like a higher body count, right?
Mm-hmm.
That just screams pedo.
Whoa.
I did the same thing
Hold on.
last time, and they
Erroneous.
hated me for it.
Erroneous.
I'll
Let me-
keep it more PG.
Let me play
Okay.
this one more.
So you're saying if an older guy wants a virgin like her,
You're not a virgin. I mean, you may be
if
born
an older
again,
guy,
but
hold on. If
it's a
an older
different
guy,
subject.
You might be bored.
ladies, if an older guy wants a virgin like Grace, that makes him a pedophile. That's what you're saying right now.
Okay, he's like what, pushing 40? So how many
So
35,
let's say
40?
she meets
Oh,
she meets
which
a
who's speaking,
38-year-old.
you? Okay.
She meets a 38-year-old. Does that make him a
How
pedophile?
old is she? How old are you?
23.
23, 38. That's like
What?
how big of a difference? I don't know. I didn't go
Well,
to college.
Andrew Tate is 36. Okay, let's just.
He's
make-
pushing 40. How many 36-year-old virgins are there? Probably not many.
Yeah, but he wants to date like young baddies.
He wants someone who's barely legal. That sounds like someone who grooms.
Nah.
Because she's
This is
forgetting a part
such-
of what
I'm
Andrew
so
Tate was
fucking tired
saying.
of hearing this
He
shit on
wasn't
the
just saying
podcast.
a virgin. He was saying somebody under the age of 20. So it was like 18 to 20 was his gap.
Can
ratio
she go to
of
the
his
bar
kid.
with you?
No.
He said his ideal one was a 19-year-old when he was 36.
That's-
She ain't getting a
big
big
line.
Newsflash for you. That's a lot of guys.
We know. We already went over it, and that's.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it right.
Well, it
No,
doesn't.
it-
It doesn't
it
make
is
it
right.
wrong just because you think it's wrong.
Maybe there's a
A
reason.
lot of
this has
girls'
been-
ideals
married.
is rich guys, but
You know?
That's
are we
fine.
allowed-
Does
we
it
can't,
hasn't
like,
doesn't
yell
play
at people
on
for it.
their age though. I mean,
Was he old enough to drive when she was born?
What does that have to do
That's
with
a good
anything?
point. That's like a way to tell the age gap is like too
Just
extreme.
because you guys feel like it's wrong doesn't make it wrong. This has been the norm throughout all of human history. Older guys with resources go for younger women. It's fine. That's human nature.
Younger adult women.
Yes.
because
Debatable.
they would go for a 14-year-old if they could.
No,
so they're doing
no,
the
no,
next
no, no,
best
no.
thing.
Come on.
This is
Erroneous.
progression. This is projection.
Erroneous.
It's not. How is it projection? Think I want a 14-year-old? If anything, you're projecting right now,
What?
not me. That's.
Okay, I
I'm
will
just
say
telling you
something.
what human nature is like and what it's been like throughout history. Men go
And
for
I'm
younger
telling you,
women.
it doesn't just because it's
Doesn't
human
make-
nature
doesn't
doesn't mean
make
it's
them-
right.
doesn't
Human
make them
nature is also
pedophiles.
men go out for human nature and don't know how to keep it in their pants. That's still human nature. Doesn't mean to make it right. Just because it's human nature doesn't mean it's right.
There's plenty of women who can't keep their legs
There's
closed
kids
either.
who
Kiko,
grow up
there's
who are
plenty
raised
of
and they're
women who
gonna
can't
Says
keep their
the
legs
born again
closed.
Right.
Christian.
There's plenty of women who can't keep their legs closed. Doesn't make that right.
just because you're, like she said, a born again virgin doesn't mean just you can have all these new opinions of keeping your legs closed, or you guys
What?
like.
No, you just said there's plenty of guys who can't keep it in their pants. That doesn't make it right.
I was making
That's
a synonym
not okay.
for rape. I didn't want to say rape
What?
on here is what I meant.
Wait,
By
what
keeping
are
their
we-
pants, I was
what are
saying
we
they
even
take it on
talking about?
unwilling suspects. is
How
what I
did
was
this
saying.
What?
devolve
Not-
into rape?
because
What
I was
are
saying-
you talking about?
That's what I was saying earlier, but I was trying to use a synonym and not just use that word, just throwing it out there. But I was saying that's why you were saying human nature. There's men who like younger women by human nature. I was also saying it's human nature with how big a percentage of men we have who go out and rape women. Doesn't mean it's correct.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know a single guy.
Okay.
Can
We're-
You don't,
that's
I would
too much.
guarantee
Raped a
you.
girl.
I would
I
guarantee
have
you.
something to say.
Some of your close friends have probably assaulted a woman.
What?
Facts.
Just based on
Facts.
numbers.
What
It's
the
numbers.
fuck?
It's 1 in 4 men. So how, that's
No.
just based on
No.
numbers, sweetie.
Okay.
Okay,
no.
I don't think that's fair to
No,
the men.
it's not
here.
1 in 4.
But you're
But
not
I
sexually
do-
active, so how would you know?
I do want to say something.
Let's
on
let.
that.
Okay, Grace, go ahead,
Just
and
real
then
quick.
we'll come back in.
I think I see where you girls are at with what Andrew Tate said, and seeing it going through your head and then filtering it through that, seeing him as a pedophile, or like that's leading to that. I think though, if you really look at what he's saying and you really watch that, what he's saying is that he doesn't want an older woman who's been with a bunch of partners, because he wants to be. I'm not siding with him completely, but I do think that he has a good point that men do want women who have less baggage.
Why? They don't want to be worshipped?
Because
Why?
No.
Why would a guy want a
Because
woman with
women-
less
Anyone here
baggage?
that's actually married, like, what the fuck? You guys
Because
don't even have
not
enough
that it's-
fucking like clout to say.
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. That's why, like, it makes sense though for people like
I don't
Chase.
get it.
Yeah.
People like Chase who would want somebody with a lower body count because he's also now saving himself. So that makes sense because he's saving himself now, so he wants somebody else who's saving himself. Andrew Tate's not fucking saving himself. He's going out and probably fucking multiple women a day. So it's a little weird for somebody who wants somebody to be saving themselves when somebody's body count is probably over 300.
Are men and
He
women the
didn't- he didn't-
same?
Hold on though. He didn't.
Are men and
Oh,
women
wait,
the
wait,
same?
Wait, hold on. What,
So you're
what
saying
you said?
men can go and have multiple partners, but
You
not
guys,
women.
hold on,
That's
hold on,
usually
hold
what
on,
they're
hold on,
saying.
hold on, everybody. Andrew Tate didn't say he wants a woman who's saving herself. He simply said that he wants a girl who has a lower body count and less baggage.
A
Because
12-year-old.
no,
No,
that's not what he said.
No.
What are
That's
you
not what he
talking
said.
Not all
about?
of us.
That's
are.
not what he said.
He said like 18 to 26.
Brian,
Yeah.
you can't even be mad about this. This is your fault.
What?
Andrew
No,
Tate's
this is
Leonardo?
ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
What's
you can't
ridiculous?
accuse men who want legal
You're getting a
of age
little-
women. You guys are accusing men who want legal of age women of being pedophiles. That
If
is a, that is a
50-year-old
crime.
man wants an 18-year-old, it's fucking
Now
weird.
it's just
It's
evolving.
weird.
First it was
Because
mid
you know why?
30s, now it's 50.
Can I
You,
say
you guys are
something?
making it
Muslim
more and
too,
more
because
ridiculous.
It's like, for me, I'm only 22 years old, and when I see most 18-year-old boys, they literally look like children to me. They look like a whole fucking child that I could have birthed myself. When I see a
Women are
16-year-old
not-
boy, they literally look like infants. Okay, I'm attracted to women too. If I see a 16-year-old girl, I'm like, they still look like a fucking child.
We're not
They
talking
look
about
like a
16
child.
we're not talking about
I know, but
16-year-olds.
you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. Okay, even an 18-year-old girl, now at 22 years old, I see most 18-year-olds, I'm like, holy crap, you look like a whole child, like a freaking infant compared to me. And I'm only 22.
Infants?
So that's why it's weird to me. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Like off the bat,
Let's
I
not
could
get
tell
into
that she was.
semantics. You know what she's trying to get at.
Thank you. Off the bat, I could tell that she was the youngest one in this room immediately. It was obvious. It was obvious. She carries herself very youngly. It's not something, even though she's only
Shots
a year
fired.
younger than me.
Shots
But no, but
fired.
seriously,
Shots fired.
you could just tell. Like you could just tell, and if that's what you're seeking out, it's weird to me. Point blank. Period.
You sound very
Okay.
triggered by it for some
Let-
reason.
I do because because it's. I know it's not all men.
How old are you?
But it's 22.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
the men who try to act like it's not a big issue because
It's not an issue.
It's not.
It's not an issue
It's
for
not.
men.
It's not an
You
issue
guys
at
are
all.
insane.
It's
You
not.
say that.
It's not.
We're literally like so many guys.
What are you trying to say? Pedophilia is not an
No,
issue?
what
No,
the fuck?
That's what basically what you're saying, though.
You keep making it into pedophilia, but it's not.
That's
You're-
what our whole conversation
you're,
was
you're
that we
trying,
brought up.
Bro,
That's the conversation
okay.
we're on right
You're
now.
trying to shame men for having preferences for younger women
Yeah, for having
by
preferences-
labeling it something that's illegal. That's
would you
that's a
call
classic.
it?
That's a classic shame tactic.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about having interest in women under the age of 18. We just said a lot of men prefer younger women, and you're like, that's fucking pedophilia. I think this is projection. 'cause
That's
you're probably
ad hominem.
Now, let's
You're
move
saying-
on
do
to
you know what
probably-
projection
you're
means? Do you know
probably-
what projection means?
you're- yeah,
So then
it
you're
is.
going to accuse me of being basically a pedophile then. Is what
No,
you're saying.
I'm not
Projecting.
accusing you of.
Okay, but then
I'm
know
not
what the term
accusing you
means.
of
Then know what
being a
the term means.
pedophile. Okay. What I'm accusing you of is being triggered by this and trying to shame men
I'm
because
triggered
you
by
know
it?
it won't work in your favor someday.
Maybe I'm so triggered by it from the time when I was underage and how many older men were trying to
But
get
we're
at
not-
me. I couldn't even walk down the street
That's
We're not
That's not
talking
what we're
about the
talking
same
about,
thing.
though.
We're not talking about the same thing. We're talking about adult. We're talking about adult women here between the age of
She had a point.
18
It's just
to
that everything
25.
kinda
But
shifts.
calling an 18-year-old an adult
Doesn't
that's
matter.
like-
It's still legal.
Yes, you're an adult.
Doesn't
at
matter.
18.
That sounds so
Still
That's
legal. You're
really
legally an adult.
crazy
How is
you
that?
say
You're
that.
legally an
Okay.
adult.
That way too.
Okay, hold on. Let me. I want to
can't
come in
wait
on
to
this.
So-
Hold on. Let me come in and I'll let you. Okay, so first off, at 18 years old, you can buy a gun. You can
What
join
kind
the
of gun?
military.
Not all guns. So please
Just let him
clarify.
finish.
You
Let him.
can't-
Let him
Can't
finish.
buy
Stop.
handguns.
Can you stop
Stop
interrupting?
talking.
Like, let me
him
talk.
Stop talking. Let him finish.
Okay, so at 18, you're an adult. You're legally an adult at 18. If you want to attach the teen to it at 18, 19, fine. But this is the thing, is that men are not allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries. It happens to be the case that men are attracted to younger women for a myriad of reasons. And when I say younger women, I mean women, adult women from 18 and up, okay? 18, let's say 18 to 25. They've done studies on this. They ask men of all ages, the peak attractiveness that they see in women is between the age of like 20 and 21. 20 and 22 is what men find the most physically attractive, that age range. It's kind of funny, like, men, we don't shame women for y'all preferences. You want a guy who's confident, rich, funny, charismatic, all these things, right? But men, we have different preferences than you guys do.
What's the
We're
age
attracted
range on the men that you're talking about from this observation?
from
It's when they
18
die.
from 18 to 60. Men
18
prefer
to 60.
yes, men find the most of the women that they find the most attractive, it's between 20 and 22.
What about the 65-year-olds?
They-
It's the same. He showed a little thing, and it's like
It's-
basically it just stops
it's a
at
chart.
like 22. Like they just stop finding women over the age of 22 attractive, no matter how old they get.
But it's funny, like, men always get shamed for this. It's always met with some sort of contempt, disdain, shaming language, insecure. I'm not going to use the
But
word.
women get
if you
all
wanted
this
a girl-
stuff.
if you wanted a girl with big
Brian.
titties and a fat ass, I would say that's your preference, dude. Go for it. It's a preference. I understand that I have a problem with.
Okay, here's another reason why men buy it. There's an Evo Psych reason for why men care about a woman's age, why they prefer younger women. It comes down to fertility. Younger women
Yep.
are
Yeah,
more
that makes
capable for the reason why. Okay, let's say you're 35. Let's say you're a 40-year-old man. You're not going to, if you want to have a family, you want to have children, you're not going to pair with a 40-year-old woman because the likelihood that she's going to be able to bring a pregnancy to term is minuscule. So as a 40-year-old guy, you're going to be looking younger. You're going to be looking late 20s, 30s, in that age range. You're going to always be looking younger because for biological reality, women at a certain age can no longer bring a child to term. So it's on an intellectual level, like I can think, okay, I'm not going to try to date a 40-year-old if I want to have kids, but also it's an evolutionary thing. We look for indicators of youth, and that's what we find attractive.
I get that point, and I would say that's a good percentage of the reason why, whatever, but I would think it's unfair to say that's the majority, because like where I think of the stereotypical, like huge age gap relationship, it's usually the divorced older man who already has his kids, an ex-wife who's now getting with the hot young 20-year-old. They don't even have kids 99% of the time, the guys who seek out these young girls. Let me not say 99 because I know you guys are going to kill me for that. When I see most of these men with the younger girls, I honestly don't see most of them reproducing with them. Maybe on occasion, like on freaking Modern Family with Sofia Viagra, but usually they're not having
Can
kids.
I
But I
say
get
something?
it.
Go ahead.
Just so your thing about age gap, kind of like just doesn't resonate with me because my parents have a 22-year age gap, and my dad was a divorced grandfather when he met my mom, who was 22 years younger and engaged, and he broke up her engagement as a divorced grandfather. And
How old was your mom?
my mom was 30 and my dad was 50. So
I think age gaps are automatically thrown out the window when 30 is involved. But
okay,
get your
I don't
point.
get that then. I don't know
Because
why.
once you hit 30, you've gone through so much of your lifespan, and you're so far away from 18 and like.
So
being
do you
a
think
kid at that
women
point.
aren't truly adults until they're 30? Like they
No, I
don't
never
really have a
said
full
that.
life?
I never said that. But I think that a lot of women under the age of 25 or closer to that point don't have a lot in common with men who are 50 plus or whatever. And I think they do have more characteristics of just being young. I feel like once you're at 30, like especially my coworkers that I know, once they're at 30, you're just at a more adult place in your life. Not everybody, obviously. Everybody's different. Everybody ages differently. But most 30-year-olds I know are at the same range as 40-year-olds and plus than my 25 and under friends that I know. So, like, I don't want to be 22 living in my dorm in IV with 8 people going on, and then my boyfriend is dropping off his 3 kids to school or is going to be welcoming his, grandchild or something. Like, it's just different
But
realms.
we don't want that either.
I know, I'm not saying you do,
Yeah.
but she was just bringing up the age gap why I don't think 30 is different, because I think somebody
Yeah.
at 30 is doing different things than somebody at 22, 23.
I'd agree with
whatever.
that. I don't
What about
think
the
the
sugar
guys should, I don't think men should be shamed though for having those preferences. As a woman, I'll say that because, and I don't think it's demeaning to women that they do. And the reason being is because it's biologically wired into them. So it's not them doing that to be, it's just a way
Can I
that
ask you a question?
It's,
what men
hold on, I'll
look
let you
for.
come in
Go
really
ahead,
quick.
So,
Just to add to her point, it's rooted in biology
Yeah.
and evolutionary. It's hardwired attraction traits. Go ahead.
So,
Or-
but what about like the opposite? So if all these men of all these ages are all going for like the same age group, is there any like young men that are like, well, I don't stand a chance in hell. I'm not particularly rich and stuff. All I have is my youth. Is there any like, like what about the sugar mama situation? Is there
They're-
like the
they're
young
really-
man that's just like, well, I'm young, dumb, and full of cum. I don't want to get some bitch pregnant because that's a whole thing to deal
Well-
with. And like, I could just go for them old baddies and they got their own money and they don't give a shit that I'm poor. I mean, right?
Well, okay, so I'll speak to
Isn't
that.
that a thing?
I dated a woman who's 45.
Right.
On the
She probably
finances
didn't need
side,
anything. I mean, maybe
well,
she wanted sex, but maybe, financially. and
well, no, yeah, and she didn't have children, so she was, there weren't issues there. But I mean, it certainly wasn't a sugar mama situation.
Right.
I
mean, it didn't have to exactly be that. I was just thinking
But-
it's like if everyone's going for the same young girls, what are the young guys going for? Like,
Well,
do they
no-
stand a chance?
if you ask men like what they find attractive, they will say that, but most men probably like they're not going to have either be physically attractive enough or be of a certain status level to be able to, if you're in your 30, if you're 35 but you're kind of a bum, you're good luck with the 20-year-olds, But Tatum, did you want to come in on this?
Oh,
Your thoughts?
my thoughts
on the
on
whole
it.
age gap.
Age is just a number to me, so it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, though, like if I was a 22-year-old and a 40-year-old was pursuing me, I would think that's a little creepy. I'm not
If
gonna
you
lie.
were a what?
If I was like a 22-year-old and a 40-year-old was pursuing me, I would probably find that a little strange.
You'd find it strange.
I would find it strange because I'd be like, what do I have to offer you? Like, you know what
Your
I'm
beauty?
saying? Like,
Yeah, your beauty, your youth, your fertility.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Bro, like
so
that.
much objectifying here.
I know it's very triggering,
Not
but
your
it's the truth.
personality, definitely not that.
no, I totally understand. And when you guys said,
Obviously, assuming she has a personality, those are the
Maybe
benefits
legs
that
and
comes with
feet
it.
too. She can walk over and then suck that big old cock.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Yeah, it's just like.
But just to clarify, because I know I sound like the freaking Grim Reaper of all men, I would say the exact same thing to a 40-year-old woman pursuing an 18-year-old boy. I would say the exact same thing. It's not one side. It's just we just normally see the other side. So it's not like I would be like, oh yeah, old woman wants to pursue a little. Like I wouldn't say that at
But
all.
if
I think
both
it's both
parties are
wrong.
consensual, why do you want to control what other
Because
people do?
I have been in the situation now where since
Have you been preyed on by
yes,
an older guy?
multiple times.
Okay.
When I was in my youth, that's all I experienced, especially because I was heavier then. I had a fat ass, I had big tits when I was younger.
What?
That's all, and I would say like I'm 14, I'm 12. It doesn't matter. We just don't need to tell anybody. They don't need to know. I saw it so
That's
much in my
gross.
life,
That's
and I
gross.
work with children and I work with high school kids.
Yeah.
So I see it firsthand so often. So that's why I am so passionate about this, because maybe I just see it more often than you would as just a normal person. But
That makes
it just
sense.
happens so
That makes
often in
sense.
front of me as to why I am a little bit more suspicious
Yeah.
when I do see those men who want the younger ones, because I have people
Yeah.
who are supposed to be my employees and I'm their manager and they're 16 years old crying to me because their 30-year-old
Okay.
boyfriend broke up with them.
Men
Like,
of
that shouldn't be
That
happening.
makes sense. I personally never see it. So
So that's why I wanted to show you my side of
yeah,
it.
thank you for explaining that.
I mean, men of any age who find women between the age of 18 to 25 physically attractive, I mean, yes, are there predators out there? Of course, but I mean, we're talking about such a fringe, it's a very small amount of what we're talking about here. So it's not even worth having this conversation. If you want to, like, you're using this very extreme example to make your argument. We can have a conversation
What
of
extreme example am I
well,
using?
you're trying to say men who are attracted to women, say between the age of 18 to 22, there's something else there. We can argue.
what
Hold
you
on.
said.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's where you were going, though.
No, I'm
we can
saying-
have, but okay, we can have a discussion of, man, why don't men want to date women their own age? We can have that discussion, but to frame men who are attracted to women who are, say, between the age of 18 to 23 as something more than just men who are attracted to beautiful adult women, it's kind of, I don't think it's a fair argument to be making.
That's your opinion, and I just disagree. And that's like, and I personally, my last few people I've dated have been 30, and I'm 22.
Bro,
so it's not like I'm against a huge ass age. What?
You're 22. What
the
I'm
f-
22.
why are we even fucking having this conversation then?
Because I'm at the end of what you guys are saying, what the gap you're saying, I'm already at the end of that. My problem is, I know it's only 4 years, but as a
So
human,
did you get taken
develop.
advantage of by that guy?
No, that's not what I'm saying
Okay,
at all.
so
You're
so
22
saying
though,
you're
right?
saying that
Yes,
older
I'm
guys.
22, but I'm
And you
saying
said they're
I've
in their
developed
30s?
so much as a person from 18 to 22. I have grown so much from 18 to 22 that, yes, I think it is weird for somebody 30 who'd be attracted to an 18-year-old. Why are you attracted to somebody you can't even take out to have a drink? Like, that's just
What
weird
if
to
you
me.
don't drink?
All right.
Okay.
We should just move on from this.
Please,
We're never going to
because
get
I'm about to
anywhere
walk
with
out of
it.
this fucking building.
Tatum, it looks like you had something to add.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So I'm 29, and I was just gonna say from experience, it's interesting because guys that are my age and a little bit older typically will go for women that are younger than me, and then I actually have a lot of younger men that are 27, between the ages of like 25 and 27, maybe 28, reaching me out and trying to hit me up constantly. But older men, not so much. So I'm just saying, like, from personal experience, it's interesting just to kind of see that. And
You said you have younger guys hitting you up?
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
See,
Like,
see,
once you're over 21, and like,
Opposite
I think
for
it all
me.
changes at 21. Honestly, my big problem is just the 18 to 21 range, because like if you're out and you're at a club or you're partying, whatever, and like if they're there illegally, that's a different story. But like if you're able to meet somebody, I don't ask somebody what's your age. It's not the first thing I ask somebody. But like if I'm meeting a man or a girl at a club or a bar, it just happens to be most of the time they're around the ages of 27 to 29. They would, but most of the time they don't look at me and they're like, oh yeah, I thought you were 22. Most of the time they think I'm 25 or older or whatever. But like I just.
Should we
I don't
watch the
understand
Tate video?
that. No.
Let's just watch
No.
the Tate video to just drive a nail into the.
I'm gonna go back for that.
You're
Actually,
going.
go to actually.
You gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
What?
You can go first.
Because of the Tate video or because your bladder?
No, but I'll
Let me do some super chats before we pull that up. Well, that was a heated conversation, gentlemen. Okay, so where was I? What?
I have a dog, not a cat, by the way.
Chat.
Clipsburg.
Chad, are we? What? Okay. Where were we? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Okay, we got Shellshock777. Thank you for the $10 soup chat. Nice haircut, Brian. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I think the barber kind of scuffed it up, but whatever. Captain Levi, thank you for the $10 soup chat. Appreciate your support. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Proverbs 31:30. Is that the one that's in your?
It's a great verse.
That is great.
Oh wait, sorry.
What's the one about not wanting to date quarrelsome women, or it's better to?
It's better to live in a desert than it is with a quarrelsome wife.
Okay, or something like
With the what?
It's
That's
better.
Quarrelsome wife.
What does that mean?
A wife who gives you a lot of shit, argues
Just
a lot, has a
argumentative.
bad
Fair point.
temper. It's better to
Same for
live in
husband.
a
I
desert.
think I could.
Okay, we got nice try.
I'm not
Hugh.
talking about different countries.
Thank you for the $10, man. Appreciate $10 soup chat. Appreciate the support, man. Love the show. Question for the ladies: do you prefer guys with or without facial hair? How many do we have? 2 people missing at the moment. We got 2.
Yeah.
We
With
can
facial
just
hair.
ask with who we have. Hensley, facial hair or no facial hair?
No.
I don't know if I have a preference, but probably do prefer if I do have one.
Scruffy.
Oh yeah, with facial hair for sure.
I like both.
Both.
Wait, I have a question. So you're 22, but you were saying like that you saw me and you could like tell I was the youngest because
And
of like my
compared to all of us here,
mannerisms.
yes.
But I'm like 1 year younger than you, so
Yeah.
like I don't know. That low-key came off condescending. Do you want to like clarify why like a 12-month difference?
No
would have meant I,
condescending
like-
at all. It's just like
I just like
tell.
really young.
Maybe I've experienced more. And also, how old are you?
22.
Yeah, 22. I don't know. Even just looking at you,
It's like
two, I could
21
just-
to 22 is just like.
If
so...
I had to guess your age, I would have guessed you were like 18 or 19. Personally, you just
Okay.
to me, not from how you before you even open your mouth. It's not how you speak. It's not how you carry yourself. Just look wise, you look the youngest. Like you can see somebody and have a conceptualization of their age, and I would just say that you look the youngest out of everyone here.
Okay.
That's funny. I assumed you were younger than she was.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, moving on.
You good?
Chris-
You good?
crispy-
Keep coming. Keep
Good
coming for me,
skincare
something.
routine. That's what we're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. I'm gonna give it's a compliment, girl. It's nothing. It's nothing
Okay.
negative.
As long as it's a compliment and not
It was
you
nothing
thinking I'm
to
like
do with-
immature or something.
Why
like
did
that.
none of you say I was the youngest looking one here? God.
Yeah, or me.
It was like when you were sitting on the couch, right? When I walked in, saw you on the couch, you just looked the youngest to me here. You didn't even say a word to me.
I took some MILF.
Okay. We got, hold on. Crispy Kim here with the $10 soup chat. Women saying men wanting young pair of women is rooted in that is like saying women wanting successful men is rooted in being broke 304s. It's biology. Y'all just mad the clock ticking and you're not pure.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. Men wanting younger women is the equivalent of young women
A little
wanting
closer to the mic.
men wanting younger women is the equivalent, and for clarification, legally of age women is the equivalent of younger women wanting older guys with resources. It's the same benefit trade-off. Doesn't make the young girls hoes. It's just natural. It's human nature.
Right, but in a situation like that, wouldn't you say that the men would usually pursue the girl first before the girl would pursue an
I mean,
older man
in all
for those
situations,
reasons?
Maybe.
in almost all situations, men pursue
Right, but
the woman. But
Maybe.
what?
well, I'm
Wait,
just
what's
talking
the
about like
question?
the what am I trying to say?
What-
The
yeah, what are
situation
you
at
trying-
hand where you're saying that like men dating younger women is the same thing as a woman
What's up, Henry?
pursuing an older guy.
She's saying
It's I feel like this doesn't need to be explained. So many younger women want older guys. Like when I was a
But she's
freshman.
saying
Hold
it's-
on. Hold your thought. Let's let each other talk, okay?
You're not answering her question.
Okay,
so I'm
hold on.
listening. Okay.
Yeah, one microphone at a time. Go ahead, Chase.
When I was a freshman in college, there were so many girls that wanted older guys that were seniors, guys that were out of college. I knew girls that knew guys in their early 30s. They thought they were super hot, and these guys were like adults and they were studs. That's totally natural. I don't hold it against them.
Yeah.
Just like I don't hold it against those 31-year-old dudes for wanting these freshman babes that I was friends with, you know?
Right.
So it's so natural. It's normal.
Okay, fair. What I'm saying though is like it's the same situation. What I'm trying to say is you're calling these men weirdos for pursuing the younger girls.
I'm
but then,
not.
No,
I'm-
I know. I'm just saying.
The
in general.
freshman babes.
The freshman babes.
It's real.
But then the younger
We'll
girls.
take sophomores.
You know what? We
Go.
should just move on from this conversation. We should just move on because
Sophomores,
this
right?
is like
We should.
we're like beating a dead horse about it. So it's
Okay,
we should
let
just
me
move on.
let me get through the soup chats because we got quite a few. We got Davon Jackson. Thank you, man. By the way, we have the you have joined the Picture Frame gang. $10 soup chat. So what you're saying is 18 to 20-year-olds shouldn't be having sex at all since they're children to you, right? Okay. I mean, if you
What
want.
does that even mean?
Not with 30-year-old men.
Yeah,
He's
same
trying
to
to trigger you.
Andrew Tate asked the panel if they want to date a guy with Bugatti, a 4-time world kickboxing champion, a multimillionaire, tall, handsome, someone who protects and provides for
Yeah,
women,
what?
and a top G.
This is the
That's a
actual
stretch on tall.
Even my husband might let me date this. This looks good.
Is it Andrew Tate like 5'8"?
Oh shit.
No, he's like 6'3".
Really?
How big
Yeah.
is his dick?
Damn, that's
What
like
the
he
fuck?
gives
Oh
such short
my
man
God,
energy that
dude.
like I thought he was like under 6
Wait,
feet
whoa,
tall.
hold on. What did you just say?
He just gives like such
Wait,
like.
straighten the mic, straighten it up. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, we're good.
it's short man energy. What does that mean?
Like,
Are you
it was
hating on
kinda
short
mean.
men?
Yeah, it was kind of mean. It was like a derogatory stance, I guess you could say. Yeah.
You know what? I'll let it slide as long as you're okay with fat girl energy. Are you okay with fat girl
I've
energy?
done my due diligence in dating a man shorter than me, so I feel like I could say that. That's
If
it.
if short guy energy is okay, then fat girl energy has to be okay too.
I feel like huge.
I love
bitch
women of
energy
all
is a better
sizes.
equivalent.
Whoever said that it wasn't.
What does
I
it
don't-
mean? Is she cuddly? Like she really wants to give you a hug?
No,
saying,
she's-
saying a girl is a huge bitch is kind of the equivalent of calling a guy short guy energy. It's the same
Right,
thing.
but not that. But that's not what he said. He
I know.
Said,
I'm upgrading what he said.
Oh, we were just asking what he meant.
Huge, literally.
Don't you feel like huge bitch is a better equivalent of short
I mean, I
guy
got what
energy?
you mean by huge bitch. That's pretty.
I didn't define huge bitch.
What'd you say?
Define huge bitch.
Saying like wrestling.
Just
bitch.
like
Obese.
a woman with a really shitty attitude.
So huge, like metaphorically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not necessarily literally.
And
Well,
literally.
he said fat.
Yeah, and literally. And
Sure.
and spiritually. Okay. Dave Von Jackson with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Literally. Okay, sorry. The dog just attacked me in my.
Literally, men from the ages of 18 to 64 prefer women in the range of 18 to 24. For women, they typically prefer a man 4 to 7 years older. Get out of your feelings.
That's
Facts.
true.
Thank you, bro.
That's true. I won't date guys that are 20, 21, even my age. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just won't.
It's so natural, too.
Yes, and it's not.
It's so
it really
natural.
is. Like I've gone out with guys that are 30, and it's my maturity, and I'm not like hyping myself up here. I just don't. I don't identify with 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds. I just not on the same wavelength. Most of my friends are 27, 28. The CEO at the company I work at thought I was 27 for a long time. And I actually don't mind that because that's just, yeah. And so I want a guy that's older.
Grace, what's your ideal age in a partner?
Probably 27, 28, because I think that he has to get his life together. I have dated younger guys, and I have a huge theory on that if a guy doesn't have if he's not through school and doesn't have a career and hasn't been through those really difficult struggles at like to find himself and find what he wants to do around those ages, I don't think he's ready for a relationship. And I actually wouldn't want to be with somebody that hasn't gone through that on his own before we partner up, because then I know that I can be his focus. Otherwise, he needs to focus on himself and his career and building himself during that age. So, yeah.
I heard a theory recently, and I wonder if it's true. It's kind of true in my experience, but that successful guys from the ages of like 26 to 29 are like the biggest fuck boys, which is unfortunate because I feel like
Wait, what age?
26 to 29.
I don't know, Chase.
I've
Hey,
heard that.
I'm saving
Probably
myself
depends
for
on
my
the
wife at
guy.
this point, so.
No, can I ask a quick
see what
question
you're
about?
saying
You mentioned earlier that you converted a few of your friends to Christianity.
Yeah.
So,
You know what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I need to continue with the super chats, but we can
We can
touch
talk
on that
about it
later.
Or after the show,
Just
if
to
you want.
keep the show
Noted.
moving along here. Okay. I believe we're here. Crispy Kim, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate the support. You 3FOs would cheer a woman on that's doing OnlyFans and stripping it at 18. But if a man wants it all of a sudden, she is a clueless damsel in distress that's going to be abused by men. Zero consistency
Facts,
and logic.
dude.
That's true. Yeah, okay, you can do
Facts.
porn and OnlyFans, but what, you
They're not- I
can't
guess
you
they're-
can't hook up with
These girls,
Maybe the
older
only
these
thing is
girls,
there's no physical touching in that case. Maybe I
What?
guess just to
I
play
mean,
devil's
these girls
advocate,
would rather
that's all.
see young women at 18 sell their bodies to guys online than get into a caring and loving monogamous relationship with an older guy. This is such a clear sign of how far our
But
society
that's
has
not
fallen.
what he wrote there. I mean, who said that? You didn't ask any of us if that's how we actually feel. That's
I
what you're
literally just
saying.
listened to everybody freak out for 10 minutes about how dudes are pedophiles if they're going for an 18-year-old girl.
Everybody
at
was
30.
freaking out about.
You guys
that.
weren't. She was. I can't remember if you were, but
Hensley's checked
chilling.
out at this.
Which
Yeah.
is not to say that I'm pro pedophilia, for fuck's sake.
let's just
I had a
for
varying
the rest of
opinion,
the
that's
show
all.
take that word out of the conversation.
Right. Well, I'm also in an age gap marriage, like not
What?
as large as over there in 22 years, but 5 years, whatever. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but these girls would literally rather see an 18-year-old sell her body online than be with an older guy who cares about her. It's sad.
I never said I agreed with that.
I mean, yeah, no one really said that.
I
What?
agree with it. And what about it? Because
It's sad.
it's up to that 18-year-old. And why are you so judgmental of other people?
You said it was pedophilia when the guy wanted it, but now you're saying it's up to the 18-year-old. So it's
I
fine.
said
It's fine
that,
if she wants
and
it.
I didn't say that because that's my opinion.
I said what she said.
I know, but I said the same thing. And my opinion is, I understand she's getting her money, do whatever she wants. I think the legal age should be raised to 21, personally.
To do what?
I don't
What?
To
disagree
do
with that.
sex work and those things, I think it should be 21.
Do you think the adult age for women should also be 21? Because right now it's 18.
I think the adult age for everybody should be 21, since considering at 18, the only thing you could do is buy a shotgun
Buy
or
a
go
lottery
to war.
ticket.
Then,
Ooh.
yeah, if you can't drink legally until you're 21, if you can't even rent a car until you're 25 when your brain's fully developed, no, I don't think 7 years earlier you should be considered a legal adult, personally.
Noted.
Okay, moving on. We got God the Almighty based Father with the 10 Canadian dollars. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. Well, what is that? Oh, is that like a Family
Dude, this
Guy?
comment's
from
hilarious.
Ostis?
Ausdies, my
Ausdies.
darling, please move away. I'm about to rain fire on the right side of the table. Bring down the fire and
Hold on.
brimstone.
I got something for
What's
this.
the right side? Is that
I
us?
will rain down on a godly
you guys.
fucking firestorm.
God damn, you guys are.
You're
Shut
gonna
up.
have-
Shut up. Shut up.
I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
I'm sorry. Was
Lex
I'm sorry.
Grossman, baby.
I'm sorry. Was I abusing?
Oh, wait.
Was
It was
that-
Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Was I abusing? I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. We got Fresh's Toothbrush. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Women can like older men, but older men can't like younger women. ? Men and women don't have anything in common. Ladies, LOL. Are y'all okay?
What?
When
Yeah, we
women
kn-
are doing it for OnlyFans, they're not doing it for pleasure most of the time. They're doing it for money. So they don't do it because they like older men. They do it because they like older men's money.
If any young women are watching, please do not model your lifestyle after her. Thank you very much.
He's judgmental.
And that's from the Christian man.
Yes, I'm looking out for you young ladies. If you
I'm
ever,
not judging
if
you.
you ever, that's fine. But if you ever want to get married, there's a lot of young girls out there who want to get married someday. If pictures of yourself doing sexual things are all over the internet, your husband and your kids will not appreciate that.
What are your kids gonna think of this? Their
I think
father's a
Northwest is doing
judgmental
just
asshole.
fine.
Northwest.
Yeah, she's living
Oh,
her life.
Kanye's. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great with her mom.
I mean, given the option between a mom who has porn on the internet versus one who doesn't have porn on the internet, I would prefer if all of my friends couldn't see my mom fucking other dudes and sucking their dicks.
I still
No
consider
guy wants
myself a
that.
Christian.
She was hot,
I still consider myself a Christian. I do. And
What is
that
what
just
does
means
that
that I
mean?
believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and I'm not a fucking judgmental person like you. What
okay,
gives
okay,
you the
hold
right?
on,
You're not
hold on,
perfect. You
hold
should
on.
know better than anyone
Hold on.
that we are sinners.
Okay, you're right.
We're not
You're
perfect.
right, and I know.
So
I'm,
get
I
off
kn-
your high horse.
I
Let
know
her
I'm not
finish.
perfect. Okay.
No, get off your high horse. What makes you think that you're better than everyone else? You
never
are
said
a
that.
sinner.
I never
you are
said that.
recently born again. So then why are you judging other people? You can have your beliefs, but don't attack other people. That's fucked up.
Okay, this side of the table was saying that it's a great lifestyle decision. You said it's a great
For
lifestyle
myself.
decision at 18 to do that. I was encouraging young ladies.
Did I say that for everyone? Did I speak for everyone?
You
I
said
was
it was
speaking for myself.
Okay, there's impressionable
She's an
young girls out there.
individual.
Let me finish my point. I let her speak.
All right.
There's impressionable young girls out there that are watching this. Okay. There was a girl who was on this show that got into OnlyFans. Okay. She had a lot going for her. It's the kind of thing that a lot of women are going to regret when they're older. You might not. That's okay. Second, I don't think I'm better than you. I don't think I'm better than anybody. Okay. I'm a sinner that should be damned to hell, and Jesus rescued me from that, and I'm grateful for that. Okay. That if you want to talk about, I'm just as good of a Christian too. Jesus said, if you truly love me, you will work to keep my commands. And he also said, go and sin no more. Okay. And we're called to be models and examples for other people. We're called to model Christ. Do you think you're modeling Christ by doing OnlyFans?
I don't see it so black and white as you do.
How? He said,
I'm going to be the type of Christian that I want to be.
He said the kind that doesn't follow the Bible.
I mean, I'm sure that you're like following, like going against some of the rules.
I fuck up, and I
Exactly. So don't speak on other people.
and I repent of it.
So do I repent. I pray every day. So you should pray and ask God to make you not so much of a judgmental asshole.
I'm simply saying young women shouldn't follow your example because they'll regret it.
Okay, well, young
But
women
that's
should
your
do whatever
opinion.
whatever they
All right,
want.
it's just a fact.
It's just
There's-
your
I
opinion.
think
It's
he
not
should.
a
I
fact.
think he
Yes, it
should
is.
caveat
Your
it.
opinion.
I think he should add the caveat. Maybe like young girls who are looking for like a specific type of family life and future, like settling down arrangement.
live your
They
life,
wanna,
make
like,
fucking
Hold on a
mistakes.
second.
Get married.
Hold
I
on a
think
second.
that's hard.
Hold on a
Marriage is
second.
hard.
Guys,
Hold on a
guys.
second.
Do
I think
whatever
that's
that's
fuck you
fair.
want.
Like,
One,
Okay.
Once you're
one-
fucking married, you can be pious as shit. Okay.
One
Okay,
microphone
hold on,
at a
hold on.
time.
Let's
I
imagine.
disagree
Let's imagine for a moment.
I'm married, man. What do you think? Like, I'm the only one that's actually married here. Like, I like half the time when y'all have opinions about this, it's just so fucking laughable. Like, what the fuck?
All right, that's pretty rude. But hold on a second.
That's rude compared to what you've been saying.
Hold on.
I mean,
Let's
half the
imagine.
shit that you
Let's
say is rude,
imagine.
too.
Let me speak, please. Let's imagine. Your guys' kids are in middle school, okay? And your guys' kid's friend finds all of your porn pictures online, and everybody starts sharing it in the classroom, and they start teasing your kid and making fun of your kid. There's literally been kids that have fucking killed themselves
And then
because of
let's
this.
imagine that
Hold on,
someone comes into the
hold on.
classroom and shoots the kid
Please
because that
let me
happens in
finish
this
my
country
point.
every day all the
Please
time
let me
too.
finish
Let's
my
talk
point.
about that.
Please let me finish my point, okay? There's kids that kill themselves over this, okay?
Or get
Hold
shot.
on. If your
Now he's
kid,
triggered.
yeah, I'm triggered.
have a
I'm
kid.
triggered because
I'm
nobody
actually
can
a
control
mom.
their
I'm
fucking
married.
tongue. Just please exercise some self-control.
Not even my
Exercise
husband
some
can
self-control.
control
Hold
his
on,
tongue,
hold on,
baby.
stop,
Exercise some self-control,
stop.
please.
Just let him finish, and then you can go.
Okay, whatever. He has a point.
If-
Sure, make
No,
your
but
point.
stop.
I'm
Just let him
trying to.
speak.
Just please let me.
You can respond, but just let him speak.
Yes.
if-
Sorry, Brian.
Okay, just
If your kid is in middle school or whatever, and they're getting made fun of by all the other kids who found your pornography online, at that point in time, are you going to regret it? Or are you going to be like, no, I'm fucking happy that I made that decision. My kid can go fuck himself.
Why should the mother who is a consenting adult who chose to do OnlyFans be crucified for her adult decision? Shouldn't it be the kids who are bullying the child who led them to
just
commit?
Bro, no,
You're
I'm
completely
sorry.
avoiding
I just like
responsibility.
don't.
Here.
So it's okay
You're
to bully
completely
them.
avoiding responsibility. No, we're saying it's
No.
wrong to bully.
Then what's the
But
fun?
you're
What case
completely
are you
avoiding
talking about?
I'm just
responsibility
saying it's
here.
a point about like selflessness. Like I'm like a young girl has the idea of like doing an OnlyFans, getting such easy money by taking one naked photo of
It's
myself
not
cross
easy
my
money.
mind.
You
Or
would
not.
You'd make like $5.
Okay.
what? Wait, what?
Babe, agree to disagree on
You
that
guys are
one.
so,
but,
Wait,
I mean,
so
she
incredibly rude. It's insane.
What?
I can't.
But
I'm
nothing rude.
sorry.
She knows the
Anyways,
industry.
I'm
That's
not
the
even-
truth, though.
I'm not
It's
even
like
saying-
saying-
Let her talk.
I'm
Let her
sorry
talk.
I said easy money. I didn't mean that in a way as in like that OnlyFans is like an easy profession. I know sex work is hard work. But if I could, but weren't you just saying like, yeah, it's better than McDonald's? I work a service job right now. Has the idea popped in my mind of like doing like sex work over my service job?
I hope not, because we're already oversaturated industry as it is.
What?
Okay, so
The fuck,
good
yo?
thing that it did pop in my mind, but I like will never do that route, and it's because it's a
Thank
route
God.
of like self. But I'm just trying to explain like a reason like why I wouldn't. I'm not shaming it. Like go sex workers, like get your bag, okay? Like
Good for you though.
be an
Shit, that's the
independent,
difference
strong,
between your
independent
two
woman.
opinions.
I'm just explaining why I wouldn't, and I'm glad I decided not to,
Yeah.
and would recommend this to like, and would recommend just girls giving it a second chance because, but at the end of the, I mean, it's not even, I don't even have to think that long term. I have a family I love. Is me getting 500 or whatever, $5,000 more a month worth like shame to my loved ones and family members? No, like I don't personally like it's out of like not wanting to be selfish that's where that comes from me from. If my my actions have consequences, and at the end of the day I don't have to think long term about my future kids. What about my parents? What about like my siblings? I'm not going to put them through that because I want to get $5,000 more. I can do more with my mind as well to make money that don't just involve like photos of my body. So I'm just going to
Agreed.
choose that route because I'm not hurting anyone that like I could if I was like my family, if I was like doing stuff like that. But I'm like adding value to society. Not that sex work doesn't add value. That came across shady, but in ways that don't add harm
old
to
is
my
clear.
close family members, which it would if I were to go that route. So it's just an act of like selflessness to like not.
You're
Get it.
choosing to live your life for other people. I'm choosing to live mine for myself, and we can agree to disagree. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay,
other
we're gonna
than
move
that.
on because I just need to get through all these super chats here. So we've got Austices.
Herdis Maria.
Oh,
How do you pronounce her last name?
Guðmundsdóttir.
Question for the men. Is that Icelandic kroner? Is it Icelandic kroner?
Yes.
Íslenska krónar.
1,500. Thank you. Question for the men. If you start dating a woman, she's your perfect woman. You want to marry each other and have kids, but when you find out she's infertile, would you still want to marry her? So, I mean, for me personally, I'm not super pressed to have children. I could go either way. I might want to go double income, no kids, but for me, it would not be a deal breaker necessarily. But I think a lot of men probably. But Chase, I'll let you come in on this one.
That's a super hard question. Honestly, like
adoption,
possibly. My biggest goal in life is to become a dad. Like I want to do that so badly, and she'd have to be pretty amazing for me to compromise on that. But I don't know, maybe,
Okay. We got Davon Jackson here. Thank you for the big $20 super chat. Appreciate the support, man. The things that make women attractive to men, she's born with. The things that make men attractive to women, he has to work for. Men peak later in life. Why would a man at his peak date a woman past her peak?
Facts, bro.
There's a saying, and I mean, I don't know where I stand on this, but Chase, your thoughts. Well, actually, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. But, okay. Davon, thank you for the big $20 super chat. Much appreciated, man. So we have another one, $10 super chat. Please walk out because you're adding nothing but bad arguments and your emotions. I think this is probably from like 20 or 30 minutes ago. What's it? No, you're good. You can stay. Oh shit.
Grab my bag real quick. I gotta go to work anyways.
We got Captain Levi with a $10 super chat. It's better to live alone in the corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Proverbs 21:9. Yeah, I think that's the one I was.
Another excellent. There's a few verses about quarrelsome women in the Bible.
There's one that's like better to live on the corner of a roof or something like that. I guess it depends on the what's it called, the translation or whatever. Crispy Kim, thank you for the $10 super chat. And by 3 foes, I mean OnlyFans and neck tattoo and Sons of Anarchy. Okay. Other half of this panel is pretty based. Hensley, you've been cool tonight. Neck tattoo makes Hensley look like the Virgin Mary. Who has the neck tattoo?
I think they're referring to my
your butterflies. Okay.
Apparently I'm tatted up, man. I'm talking about neck tattoos all around.
You should introduce her to Brandon.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why?
Because he's another tatted king.
Oh, yeah.
They could tat each other up.
We got Blah Sheep. Thank you for the Canadian $10 super chat. Appreciate the support. Shout out to Chase. I'm wondering when the Christian stream is.
You're on it,
I mean,
bro.
This is it, dude. This is fucking it.
You couldn't tell.
I have a question for him. Well, more just to say, I don't think you should say you're waiting for marriage if you aren't a virgin.
Yeah, I mean, to clarify, I've tried clarifying this. I've begun to save myself for marriage moving forward starting 2 years ago. So,
can I ask a question about this topic? Because I was going to later, but
go for it. Go.
So, are you like, did you recently just start your faith? Is that why you're being like a born-again virgin, or?
That's a good question. I came to Jesus when I was 19, but I wasn't like going to church or anything. I was just reading the Bible. And I had 2 girlfriends between the ages of 19 and 25. And I started to save myself when I was 25 because I realized how deep of a connection I was making with the girl I was with. And I also realized we weren't going to marry one another. And I knew the like emotional imprint I was going to leave on her was like not something I wanted her future husband to deal with. So it's like, all right, I can't keep doing this, like if it's obvious to me, like if a girl is really in love with you as a guy and you're having sex with her, like she becomes like so like deeply attached to you. And I could tell I was like sinning against her by continuing to have sex with her. So I was like, all right.
So you became, are you Christian?
Yeah.
So
I've been Christian since I was 19, so for 8 years now.
And then once you practice more into your faith, that's when you came to that decision.
Yeah, it's been like a progressive process of like, okay, fuck, that's a sin. I need to cut that out of my life. That's a sin. That's a sin. That's a sin.
Are tattoos sins?
Yes.
Oh, baby, I'm gonna burn with all of you.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, technically.
I went to Catholic school for 12 years. So I learned, I mean, Catholic and Christian's different, but it's mostly the same. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about that tattoo for a long time. I'm like, you're talking a lot of shit with a man with a big sin on his hand right there.
Yeah, that was.
You can get it lasered off.
And makeup too.
E.T. does.
Yeah.
Pre-Jesus.
I just want to say something on that. I think just with us being Christians, I do want to say we are commanded not to judge. So, like, literally the Bible says, God's going to judge. So don't judge them. So I actually don't think Chase is judging, and I'm not judging.
You don't think he said anything judgmental?
I think he's sharing his standards. I don't think he's judging you guys personally.
I didn't say she's a bad person. I said don't follow her example. It's not
do you know what a correlation means? Because that's a correlation to her being a bad person. If what she does, you shouldn't do.
Okay,
Context clues.
So Jesus told people not to sin. All of the apostles told people not to sin. That's just part of what we're called to do as Christians.
Okay,
that's fine, but I don't think you should say that.
We got to move
I
on.
have a question, actually, sorry, before we move on, for the Christians out there.
Okay,
I consider
make it quick,
myself
though.
Christian, so what do you guys have to say about that?
I did want to. Chase, do you want to talk first on
I have an interesting opinion.
that? I have an opinion too.
I want to hear it.
I mean, I think Andrew Tate said something like this: if the book says X and you don't do X,
Okay.
do you have a religion?
By that definition, none of them do X.
Okay, wait.
They're all wearing makeup. Burning
That's not a sin. That's not a sin. That's literally
Okay,
not.
I grew up an atheist, and was a radical atheist. Genuinely thought there was no way I would ever be religious.
Okay, let's move on.
This is an
Let's move
interesting
on.
question.
I'm
This is an
agnostic.
interesting topic of conversation.
We're all too stupid to know.
It's just
I agree.
I gotta get through the soup chats because we're already really behind. All right, Davon Jackson. By the way, I have the BBC here for you, man. Okay, Davon Jackson, thank you for the $10 super chat. The one calling men P word for being in legal relationships with adults, telling someone not to be judgmental because she decided to sell her body on the internet. Can't make this up. Do you want to respond to Mr. Davon Jackson?
Such a good point.
What's
That's
that?
such a good point, dude. Davon's the fucking goat, dude.
I don't understand. Next.
Okay.
He's saying you guys are giving us shit for being judgmental.
Who's
but
you guys? 'Cause I'm not a sex worker. So that
you,
wasn't. Am I a sex worker? 'Cause that wasn't directed towards me.
You guys were calling us.
That wasn't
hold on,
directed
hold on,
towards
hold on,
me.
hold on.
So don't club me into
It was
it.
a comment about how people
Okay,
at the
what was
table,
he saying?
people at the table were calling us judgmental. People at the table were calling us judgmental for stating our opinions, our opinions about the sex work. Our opinions about the sex work. You know, you guys were accusing us of being judgmental. Meanwhile, you guys fucking accuse dudes who want to date legally adult women. You guys accuse them of being pedophiles. So who's fucking judgmental now? Come on.
Everybody's a rapist. Everybody's judgmental.
I'm judgmental of pedophiles. Do you
What?
hear
No.
yourself? That
Oh,
doesn't make
Jesus.
any.
Okay.
Please,
Are you even
write it down and
listening?
read
Are
that.
you listening?
We're moving on.
Word
It's like
ban.
I'm speaking
And I
English and you're
wish
not
I
hearing
didn't
it.
understand what you were saying. I really
Okay.
wish I was.
Moving on. Moving on.
Just one comment to what she had said.
Nope. Moving on.
Okay.
Alex B, $10 soup chat. Beautiful blue-eyed girl. Are you single? I have. There's probably multiple girls here who have blue eyes, so I have no idea.
There's two.
Hensley has blue eyes, doesn't she?
There's three.
I don't think it's talking.
What about the dog?
Wait, say that into the mic, Hensley. Say it. Say into
I
the
don't
mic.
think he's talking about me.
Oh, come on. Don't say that, Hensley. I mean, okay. All right, we got Milo's track. Thank you for the Australian $10. Much appreciated. The girl on the far left is the only normal girl on here. She would make more money than all of you, but
Whoa,
luckily she
hang
has
on.
self-respect. Okay, moving on. Raggy Rag.
I'm sorry, but that's just incorrect.
What is
Not that you
normal?
At least it's more
Get
than
your bag, girl.
$5.
I
I
just
think
wanted
get your
that.
bag. I think you're
but-
gorgeous. You're a gorgeous,
not $5.
gorgeous girl. You're a gorgeous girl. But
What?
I'm definitely not normal. You got that one right.
that's fine with me.
What? Okay, Raggy Rag with the $10 super chat.
Yes,
XOXO.
Oh, sorry.
That's not laughing. That's
Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Freshest Toothbrush. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate the
Oh
support,
my
man.
God.
Classy ladies on the left.
Buckets on the right.
I've been married for
bucket.
fucking 5 years and in a relationship
the
for
biggest
13.
bucket.
What the fuck?
Come bucket down.
Okay, so actually, when you get married, that's what you've legally become, is a cum bucket. So I just want you all to know that you're all just seeking out your legal cum bucketage. Welcome.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, that's a
Disavow.
You pay $10 to say that? Okay.
I know. Right?
He got y'all though.
Michael Trilstein, thank you for the big $1 super chat. Much appreciated, man. And by the way, guys, if we can get, we're very close to unlocking our next emoji. So if we can get, like, I think we need 7 more memberships. If anyone's down to gift, or if you just want to join, become a member. Lowest tier is $5. Really appreciate the support. Okay, so we got through all the super chats.
What else can we argue about?
I will say this is a much more interesting conversation tonight than it was on Tuesday.
I agree.
Okay.
Just want to point out.
I agree. It's not all about just dating and everything. I feel like I'm actually having a dialogue. That's. I feel like
we have
agree
back
with
and
you.
forth.
Oh,
Yeah.
last. Okay,
No.
last question.
No, we haven't.
We got one more here, and this is Hensley's favorite question. Stifler, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Go ahead, Hensley.
Pass.
What? No, Hensley, don't. Hensley.
Come on, just answer the
Come on.
question.
What? Hensley? What?
Come on.
Am I abusing? Chat? Am I abusing?
I think you should
What?
allow her to pass.
But okay.
Do you skip every time?
No, she always answers.
Oh.
She said.
I'm changing my answer from the last time. 10.
So, what was your answer last time?
8.
Oh, you've upgraded to a 10. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, self-value 10.
We're rating ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12.
What?
Yes, self-value 100.
This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous.
Wait, this is
Let them go through. So 12.
It's absurd.
The physical appearance.
I'm the
Yeah,
one
this
that's
is
married.
physical, right?
Physical
right?
appearance.
You
Yeah,
haven't been
last
able to bag a bitch yet, so
On just
whatever.
physical, 10.
I'm just saying.
So 12.
Facts.
Physical appearance.
about myself. Yes. I think I'm highly attractive. Yes.
Okay, Nicolette.
I was gonna say 11.
8. 8, 9 on a good day.
8, 9 on a good day.
Chase,
I'd
what do
say
you rate yourself?
7.5, 8 on a good day.
I give myself a 6, 6.9 on a good day.
69, baby.
Okay. So,
Yeah. The one over here that's the
Tens?
most taken is just so dirty. It's mine in the gutter. Ugh.
Don't you think? I'll
If you
sit-
were married, you'd feel this way too. I'll just say it. Maybe
Feel-
not the pious ones, but the rest of
Wait,
us,
what?
normal people.
What?
Took some MILF.
Oh, okay. Davon Jackson, thank you for becoming a member, man. Much appreciated. Really appreciate the support. I think we just need 6 more people to become members, and we unlock a new emoji, guys. So, and we'll give you a shout out during the stream. So, you said you wanted to come in really quick, and then we'll go do our video reaction. Go ahead.
I just want to ask a question earlier because Chase mentioned that he had converted some people to Christianity, some of his friends, and I guess for anybody else that is looking for that. Would it mean more to you if you were to find a woman and convert her, or to find a Christian woman that's already Christian? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's a good question. I tried
What'd
that.
you say? Sorry.
She said great question.
Oh, sorry.
That's what you said.
I
Right?
thought you were answering. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I tried that in my last relationship, was unsuccessful. Laid out all the evidence for her, was like, hey, these are all the reasons I believe. She just didn't want it. She was not interested. If I met a woman who wasn't a Christian and she was willing to hear it out and then she wanted to come to Jesus, I would have to have a really strong relationship with her, Tatum, in order to want to marry her, just because I see there's a lot of prophecy coming true around us right now. I believe that as believers, we'll have to be really strong in our faith in the days ahead. And I do want a wife who has a super strong faith and won't be wishy-washy if shit gets hard. You know what I mean?
Right. But in the sense, do you feel like she only converted for you?
No, she didn't convert.
No. But I'm saying, if somebody converted, would there be something in the back of your head that would say, "Oh, maybe she only converted for me"?
Yeah, there
and
would.
does she actually believe in this faith? Does she actually believe in these values and everything?
There would be questions there because if she really likes me, she's obviously going to want to do whatever she can
Right.
to make it work. That would not be enough for me to want to marry her. I would want her to be really rock solid in her faith without me. You know what I mean?
So basically, what you're saying is you're pursuing somebody that's already
Ideally,
the same religion that
Ideally.
you don't have to. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
Tatum, I want a wife that will literally die for her faith in Christ.
Right, and that's totally.
You know what I
fair.
mean?
Totally,
and that's
yeah.
hard to find in a new believer or somebody who's I'm just following Jesus because I'm following you. So it was a good question.
I've also tried that. Last dated a guy that wasn't, but I was like, okay, he's a good guy. I was younger and a little more immature, but I was like, okay, it'll be fine. Like, he will. But it really didn't. It got to a point where I did not like, and I really believe this, with the feminine masculine, I was like, okay, I want to go to church, or I want to do these things. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, it wasn't as important to him. And I just could, some people can get past that. My brother actually is a lot less, like, he would be like, yeah, that could work. For me, it just felt so off. It just did not feel right. And for me to have to direct that, and then I was like, okay, I am marriage minded, and I do not want to be the one that wants my kids in church and he doesn't, or me leading the household. I want none of that. I want the man to lead. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. My ex-boyfriend, he said he was a Christian, but what I saw from the relationship was that his fruits did not match up, and I felt like he was actually pulling me away from God. So for him to be more on the immature spiritual level, I can't do that. I want my husband to be strong and to be pulling me towards God, or if that, I'd be pulling, like, we'd be going together. Like, look at it as like a triangle, right? God's up
Closer
here.
to the microphone.
God's up here at the triangle, and if we're on the sides and I'm moving up, it's just going to pull down. But if we're both moving towards God, that's ultimately what I want. So, yeah, strong man in faith. That's what I'm looking for. Spiritually fit.
Question for both of you guys. So obviously, you know, the word tells us that men are called to be the spiritual leaders of the household. It sounds like both of you guys want that. Are you guys also excited to, like, submit to a husband who's a strong leader in the household?
Do you want to answer? Or you want me to?
You can go first.
Yes. 100% yes.
Am I in church right now?
Because, and this I do want to say has changed for me. In college, I had a full ride scholarship. I was like, I want to be, what can I be? Do I want to be a lawyer? Do I want to do whatever? Like, I want to be the boss girl. And it changed a lot for me. My mom was actually, and this is a little off what you're saying with faith, but I think it connects. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I used to think that that was not a real job, and that her helping at the home with my dad working wasn't a real job. And then I realized later on when my dad told me how much his life has been helped. He's a pilot. He does a lot. He works really, really hard. And he said he could not do that and support our family without my mom's support, and that he gives everything to my mom, the fact that she would do that and get kids to school and things like that. So I used to think, I really used to have an edge to me about submission, that was weak. And now I think it's actually really a good thing, because I think that men are supposed to lead, and I think women are supposed to submit in a way that benefits both of them.
How is that not reciprocity, though? Why is that submitting? Because they're both contributing in huge ways. Why is it submitting versus just calling it reciprocity? Just out of curiosity.
I would say it's submission because the man, and for me, I'll just say this for what I want the man to make decisions. I want him to be the one that puts the effort in with making sure that we are provided for. And I think that women should not just not do anything, but I don't want to be an equal with my husband. I don't want us to both be, I think we're equal in our value, but I don't want us to both be equal earners and things like that. I actually would rather be under him and have him lead.
And that's okay. Like,
yeah,
Let's
that's
let-
fine.
let's let
I just don't know
Austies-
that
And I don't think
would
that's weak.
consider
I
it-
also want to say I don't think that's weak
Ousties.
at all.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, submission, I look to my family for an example, and when I see my parents, there were a lot of times where my mom did not submit to my father, and in those situations, that's where things kind of went a little bit wrong. So I can see that as an example of where it could create some problems. So submission, yeah.
Could I
But don't
say-
look at submission as
What
like...
is
Let her
it?
finish her answer. Let her
I
finish
just
her
want
answer.
a definition. I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm not pious and religious. I'm genuinely trying to ask, when you're saying the word submission, what you mean, because my version of what that means, I don't think is aligning with what you guys are saying. So I'm just trying to understand. I'm not trying to cut off to be rude. I'm really trying to understand.
So I
What the hell is
consider it.
submission?
So I consider it willful cooperation, but some people have a different sense of it. Go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me, what I would expect from a wife in terms of submission is her recognizing I have the ultimately I'm responsible for my family being safe, provided for, protected, properly led through this world, all that kind of stuff, right? Like, at the end of the day, if my family, gets fucking killed or wrecked, or if they're properly provided for, it all comes down on me, right? And so I expect my wife to defer to me when it comes to important decisions about where should we live, where should we send the kids to for school, what church should we go to, should I take this job or that job? You know, if my wife wants me to do one job, but I'm like, no, I think this is the important one, I'll expect my wife to submit to me in that and to trust in my leadership.
Your ultimate say
Essentially
supersedes hers at the end of the day for the well-being of the family?
Yeah, it's essentially trust in leadership, but it's not. That doesn't mean that I'm going to look at my wife like somebody to just boss around. Like I want her to be my partner. You know, I want to come to my wife.
You care about what she has to say when you're like, which job, but the ultimate come down to which one you pick would be you, and that's the submittance part.
And also keep in mind that the man, when you are submitting to him, it's not just any man. This is a man who has earned your respect. This is a man who has earned that position.
Sure, so it's like, these are like literally from the Bible. That's why I'm like, so just like this. I'm really asking. I'm just
for us,
over my head.
like us non-Christian people.
Yeah.
It's like a father while you're married, basically.
I'm
not saying. Listen,
it's like
guys.
what?
Listen, guys.
A father while you're married?
Listen, guys. Before you take my head off.
I'm not triggered.
Before you take my head off.
A father while you're
literally
married?
just explain it in like, because I've noticed obviously this half of the table is Christian, this half of the table is not
obviously not.
And
Which is
basically
totally fine.
what you're describing to people like us when it comes to a man is an extension of a father. Somebody who provides, does everything, and you go to with your. I would go to my dad, for example. With, maybe I want to go here or that, and then listen to him in the end because he brings in the money, whatever.
Okay.
For us in layman's terms, obviously it's much more to it, but in the end of the way, it's like not maybe not dad, but a parent in a sense. Like
that's a fair way
like
of
in a
looking at it.
non-creepy way. I totally get what you're saying.
Well,
I'm not trying to bring it back to the creepy shit.
No. This goes back completely to the Andrew Tate situation, which we already discussed.
Oh, please, I don't want to hear
But
this.
I think
Chase, please,
I just
please.
want to say though, as a woman, because I think that I see a lot of women that get really triggered at the word submit, like submission.
I think that's what I was trying
and
to ask. Because
yes.
I really didn't
Totally.
understand, like, from the, I guess, the book
Yes.
side of it.
Well, and here's why. Because culture tells us that we should not submit. Everything in culture, in college courses, in literally everything in media, in popular culture, tells us that as women, not only that we can do exactly the same thing as men, but that we should be better than them and that they should be taken out of society. I think it's getting really bad, actually.
See, like,
and
go ahead,
that's not the problem with that. Is that makes us then look at men as bad and not good, and that we shouldn't submit, or we should be the ones that lead. And I don't think that's. I actually totally believe I can do. I got a college degree. I work a 9 to 5 right now. I don't want to forever, but I do right now. I pay my own full rent on my apartment in San Diego.
Yeah.
I do all of that, but I don't think I do what men do. I actually think men are great. Men actually made the rights that you guys all have. Men literally wrote the Constitution.
Well,
no, I'm serious.
I would have loved the privilege to be there, too.
I just want to put that out there because I think that women hate on men so much. And
I hate on everyone.
And there's no right that men have that I don't have. So, and you guys too. So all that I'm saying is that, and I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Submission it gets a bad rap because it sounds like,
bad.
we're letting the guy like walk all over us.
Can I
I actually
clarify?
don't think that that's it at all.
I think a good way to clarify it is not submit. It's not like submit to men. It's like submit to a good man that you think is like deserving of doing that. So if you're with your partner and your partner happens to be the type of man that's abusing you, you shouldn't be submitting to him. You should be leaving.
And,
so it's
and
not
the Bible says that. The Bible
it's not submit to bad men or any men or all men. It's submit to good men because you have already decided that you trust their leadership.
I feel like that's where like I sometimes like, because we didn't honestly, I think he should have had us all go around, since this is basically obviously what the debate is about, and say either our political stance or our religion or whatever, because it's obviously what this is all is going towards. But like, I don't even call myself, you would think from my opinions this whole time that would been brought up, you would think I'm the biggest liberal, snowflake, whatever. I don't even consider myself a full liberal. I'm very in between. I have conservative views and I have liberal views. Just like if it would help my household, if my household would be the most prime if I stayed home and my husband went to work or wife or whatever, then I would do that, because I'm all for optimizing my family. And that's why I do understand the conservative standpoint, or of like, because it's where we block, is because you guys, not you guys, okay, well, a lot of conservatives believe men and women are already equal in society and they haven't done anything, but there's certain responsibilities of a man, where I believe society does not make us equal. So why make my life harder by not making it just follow what it already is? Changing my life isn't going to change the course of America, right? So if it's easier in these ages for my husband to go work and me stay home with the kids and cook and clean and him bring in the income, I'm not going to go against that, because my family going against it isn't going to change the patriarchy of America.
Right.
There is no
Right.
patriarchy.
Brian, please.
What?
Please, you just got back. Just sit there.
No, I-
Let
No,
Chase
I-
speak.
I agree.
I
I agree.
see
with that.
There's no
I agree with that.
there is no
I will
patriarchy.
say that the biggest submission, in my
just-
opinion, is a man dedicating his whole life to provide for his woman and child. So
That's important.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
important.
I think that's like the ways that like a man submits. Like
It's
you're
equal.
in a Christian idea. Like the man is submitting to God, and so by submitting to God, that means you're submitting to
whatever
like,
you want to call
the
it.
well-being. Yeah, whatever you call it, like in a non-Christian way as well. But just he should be, if you want to call it that. Like,
I think you guys are being
submitting-
too technical, because I think that we agree with each other. You guys just want to like put.
I
certain
agree
No, no, no,
too.
hold on, hold on,
Honestly,
hold on,
I
hold
think
on.
at the end of the day, it's everyone is at a common understanding that both parties should just want the
Be a
most
team,
well-being for their
yeah.
family. And so if you come from a perspective where that means a certain lifestyle of like a stay-at-home mom is what's most conducive to the benefits of your family, people are in agreement is what I'm saying. I don't think
Yeah.
like, I know that the show like pretty much forces people to like want to like get into like debates, but honestly it's all semantics half the time, I really feel. So
I disagree.
that's my
I think,
Quite fair.
and the
course.
reason why is just because I don't think it's semantics. Just because there's so many women that want, you know, they want to work, they want to earn money, they want 50% of the say in what happens in the household and stuff, and that's very different from this idea of submission, right? And I think just to clarify it, to make it like super clear, it's just trusting in your man's leadership above
Totally.
all else.
But you're still saying that there's like a two-way conversation happening in
Yeah.
under the roof. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
more important than just being like,
Yeah.
well, since I'm the man, like I'm just gonna go ahead and make a decision without saying.
I feel like
anything.
that's what people imagine it to be. But what I want is a really smart wife who I can, you know, partner with to build an empire. I want to consult with her, be like, hey, babe, what do you think about these things? And then ultimately the final decision. If her and I differ, I expect her to defer to me.
When it comes to family matters.
That's why I said it's kind of like a father or either mother
Exactly.
relationship, because I would hope my parents, we would have conversations, but at the end of the day, what they said goes, because they're putting a roof over my head. Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
So that's why I used that example earlier.
You said your mom didn't always submit to your dad when you were growing up, and you noticed that? Yeah, I noticed the same thing when I was growing up. Like there were, especially around financial stuff, my
Yes.
mom would make these like super risky financial moves that could have paid off big, and my dad would be like, babe, like pump the brakes, and she'd be like, no. And she would go through on them, and we fucking got burned so hard in 2008. And that
Me
was
too.
that was an example when my mom should have submitted to my dad, but she didn't.
See, like,
You
I
know.
totally get that, because, like, my household, my dad was my only sole provider since 2007. My mom hasn't worked, and my parents aren't together. They're only together to raise me. And she was supposed to leave out of the house in 2018, but hasn't yet. So I've seen being raised in a household where two people who weren't in love, and even though my dad was bringing home all the money, paying all the bills, and my mom was still trying to control everything, I understand how that doesn't work and why that dynamic needs to be changed. But I also understand why you need to have such a good open communication from the beginning, because it was, regardless, it was two people who shouldn't have had a child together, had a child, and they wasted their lives trying to raise me. And that's why I know, like, with the
It
whole
wasn't
waiting
a
till
waste,
marriage.
I'm sure
Kiko.
they don't feel like it's a
I
waste.
know it
wasn't a
wasn't waste, whatever, but like it's hard to look at like I honestly, and I know like I hate to say this, 'cause I feel like you would just love to hear this, but like growing up, I always like felt bad for my dad. I was like, I feel like my dad just gave away his whole life to raise me, because my mom has basically ruined his life since I was born, and they're not together.
I'm sure he doesn't regret it.
I know he doesn't. We've had the conversation before, but like that's why I'm just so strong about my opinions of like making sure, like that's why I personally don't see myself having sex with waiting till marriage, because I feel like that could be such a big deal breaker. And people think marriage is like the end all be all, but like even though my parents have never been married, just them having one child together changed the direction of the last 5 plus
Kids
years
are
of their
very
life.
significant.
That's very different. So that's why I have that, like, I don't know, like it's just hard for me to be like, I want to get involved with somebody without knowing everything.
I think it's a really important thing to know, because when
Yeah.
you say till death do us part, that's a
Yeah.
big
It's a long
agreement.
time, hopefully.
And a
Because
lot-
they're technically
I-
legal partners, because
the-
they've lived together for so long.
Can I share with you part of the reason why I refuse to have sex with a woman before I get married to her is because So I work at a gym near here, and I've met like
Gold's?
G-Back.
Same.
Nice. I thought you looked familiar.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've seen you before. Anyways.
From what direction? Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Anyways.
I'm here to derail the conversation. Keep going.
Anyways, I've met like 4 dudes at our gym who like each of them got a divorce, and I asked them like, okay, so where did it go wrong? They each had the same answer. Once they got in their 40s, you know, the fizzle, the physical spark, it just kind of diminished, and they realized there wasn't much there in the relationship. And what I realized from listening to each of these dudes is I think a lot of people get married to people that, you know, they're having sex with, they're releasing all those hormones. They think that they're in love, because when you're having, hold your thought.
I know, I'm just saying, because I wanted him to know so he doesn't move on. So go ahead.
When you know, 2 people are having sex, releasing all those hormones and stuff, it's real easy to fall in love with somebody, and it's super easy. But as the decades go on and you lose that physical attraction, things change. A lot of people get divorced.
Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, but it also could be say the same for the opposite, because I grew up LDS, so I grew up Mormon, and a lot of that culture, a lot of that religion is based around getting married young and having a family basically right away. Lots of children.
As many as possible.
Right. So a majority of people though that I went to high school with did get married right out of high school, and majority of them are already divorced because they only got married because that's what they were told to do. They were told to get married. They were told to have a family.
You said a majority of them are divorced?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know. And a majority of them left the church.
Okay. Wow.
Now I know that LDS and Christianity are I mean, they're kind of off of the same branch, but they're different in a sense. But what I'm just saying is it could be the same, or it could be said the same for the opposite, basically.
Can I say my point before you respond? Because like almost the same.
Go ahead.
That's exactly what I wanted to bring up earlier too. Like, and this is for all of you guys over here. Do you guys feel like then, like in your community, since you're waiting for marriage to have sex and all those things, I feel like that, like it's the Christians or the Mormons, whatever, that I see all getting married at 18 to like 20 or whatever, and it's like it's hard to look as an outsider outsider and just be like, I feel like they're only getting married so they could fuck each other.
That happens a lot.
Like, no, like I really feel like they're all
super common.
Like,
That's
what
super
I'm saying.
common.
And I feel like as Christians, you can also tell when people I've seen.
So you see it and you read it too?
I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Literally, there was like a Mormon guy. Okay, I probably shouldn't say this.
Do you guys use
no,
the
like
loophole?
Yeah.
What?
What's up?
Okay,
What
no.
did
I was just gonna say a guy that I know that's Mormon got married really young.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like you are immature. Like there are things that I see that are wrong with that.
Right.
Totally. And like I do think that there is some of that. And here's I just want to say a point on that. I'm not waiting to have sex until I'm married because God said because God says, or because the Bible says it. Okay. Like take that off the table. I'm not a girl. Sometimes I watch church online. I'm not like this perfect in like no sin, you know. I don't know. I'm cool. Like I'm cool. Okay. But here's what I want to say.
What?
Like what I'm saying is that the reason I'm doing that is actually more about the self-respect that I have for myself and my future husband than anything else. It's not
I
about
totally
the rule.
agree.
It's not about the 10 Commandments. It's not like, yes, I do want to honor God. I mean, my main thing is I do want to honor God, but the reason for that is because I have seen the other side, and I actually think that God's design for me and my body and my future husband and giving that to him is going to be a blessing. And I see that as a joy. I don't see it as like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Like I have to follow these rules. And oh my gosh, if I break them, God's going to keep me out of heaven. I don't think about it like that. And I did used to when I grew up Baptist. And then when I became non-denominational Christian and I switched, my mindset switched a lot to, oh, God is setting these rules up not to take away my fun, but to protect me, and so that I have the most joy in my life, and so that I can feel good. And honestly, I'm so glad I don't have regrets, and I'm really happy with my decisions. So,
Well said.
No, very well said. Very, very well said. But it's actually funny that you brought that up, that you felt like it was kind of forced onto you, basically, this whole lifestyle. Is that kind of what you're hinting at?
I do have to
No,
move
but I
on
think-
from this,
okay.
guys, because we got to get caught up on some
Never
super
mind, we'll
chats
talk about
here.
it
So,
later.
Davon Jackson, just another thank you for becoming a member, man. Much appreciated. Crazy-eyed Hensley, thank you for the Canadian. Was this you on your cell phone while you were? Did the Prozac kick in, or what's going on, Hensley?
I haven't been on my cell phone.
No, I'm kidding.
He put his picture.
Well,
of
he's just
you
teasing
as
you.
His picture.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, and someone jumpstart me, please. I'm down to my last brain cell.
What's going on, Hensley? You haven't spoken much. What's going through your head right now?
I just didn't come here for a religious debate. It's been great sitting in church. I appreciate it, but not really what I signed up for.
All of this has been happening in the context of dating, relationships. Still don't have anything to say about it?
No, sir.
Just going to write it off as religious talk.
Okay, moving on. We got Emma Wemma with the $10 soup chat. The 304s don't realize that their decisions completely take you out of running of being a wife of a quality man in the future. Then blame all men for your
No, it
bad
doesn't.
decisions.
No,
Allergic
it
to
doesn't.
accountability.
Like, that is just so funny to me because
doesn't.
I get it. Like, everyone obviously has their different things they want from a woman or whatever. I have men literally paying for my bath water, and you think I can't find a husband? I have people
Wait,
begging to be my husband. That's
Whoa,
not
whoa,
a problem
hold
Wait,
for
on.
us.
let's
Hold
ask you
on,
about the
hold
bathwater.
How
Well,
many,
tell us
how
about
many
the
of these
bathwater.
dudes? Oh, wait, how many of these dudes that so badly want to make you their wife would you actually consider as a husband?
There's been a few, like my ex, obviously, like I like to be honest, like not even to be conceited or anything.
Closer to
Every
mine.
single one of my exes I've had, like they're deeply in love and still years later trying to be with me. Like that's why none of these comments or anything hurt me, because like some person might hate all my tattoos and think it's the ugliest thing I've ever done to my life, while the next person thinks it's the best looking thing they've ever seen. That's why I've learned that everyone has their different preferences and types. And it's like, okay, us 304s versus the Christians, whatever. I don't know how we're all 304s over here. I'm a fucking bartender, but sure. Like,
Can you, what, I'm asking for chat, like, can you hook it up with some bathwater or what? Like,
yeah, but it's
what-
going to be $75 per vial.
Do you actually legitimately sell your
I
bathwater?
haven't in a while. I've been off
Nicolette?
for the past year.
When's the bathwater coming?
Whoa, you can
Fuck.
do that. That's
It's actually very good pay.
Just-
Like right now, you know what I was supposed to do before I got here?
I've sold in.
I've-
I've sold. What have you
You
sold?
sell- you sell
Tell us
pops?
what you sold.
Underwear?
All right.
The craziest thing I've sold was cummy gummies.
What
Like-
is
like-
that?
like the pops,
Oh,
like the
What
pops.
is that?
Yeah,
Do we want to know?
I'm not sure. I do
I don't
want to
think
know.
you want
wanna
to
know.
know. Maybe we should.
What
move on.
is that?
I have to know.
This panel seems pretty PG.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm not talking
Nicolette.
about the
Tell
pops.
me later.
You have our permission to.
I have to fucking
Faustis
know.
is so
Well, like,
not
I
I'm
don't-
not PG.
If
I'm
she's
just
wants to,
fucking
I'll tell
stupid.
you. Like, well, I don't know what the gummies are, but like,
Basically,
I
you
never
just like
sold them.
masturbate over some gummies. It's not a big
And
deal.
and
Well,
then you
it's
let
way
it.
more
That was
tame
pretty
than I
tame.
thought.
And then you
Just
send it
one.
to them, they eat it.
Oh,
or
I
they
thought-
do whatever with it. I don't know.
I thought it was like the anal pops.
What?
Well, that's different.
Jesus.
I mean,
Oh.
if they want.
You know
it.
what? Y'all sell your.
Like, you know what I did before I got here?
Ooh.
You know what I did right before I got here?
Tell
I was late to here.
You made some bathwater.
No, I.
Do you
make-
have OnlyFans?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No.
How you selling? Are you legit selling bathwater? What?
There was a
Hello?
site called, they've taken it down many times, but it was like secret scented panties. Like, I've never done like sex work, like my body or anything like that, but I've sold items before.
Like used panties and shit.
yeah.
That makes you a sex worker. In
so
my
I guess like
opinion.
technically like I'm a sex worker, but like
Nicolette
They've
says
never-
that makes you a sex worker.
The only
If you're
reason
jacking
why-
off to it. Sorry.
the only
baby,
reason
you're a
why I
sex
don't
worker.
count it is those men who I sold that to, they don't even know what my face looks like. They have no idea who I am. Like, I'm just an image online to them. And also it was years ago. But yeah, right before
There's
here.
a category
Bro, this
on porn
podcast
called
has been
no
so
face.
extreme.
You wanna know
One
that
second we're talking
the
about Christian
easiest-
marriage, the next it's
Right
cummy
before I
gummies
got
and
here, I made
bathwater,
the
dude.
easiest $100 of my life.
Oh my god.
This kid,
It's a full
$100.
spectrum.
This kid in IV, right? I matched with this dude on Hinge, and he's like, my roommate just offered to pay you $100 if you could kick him in the balls. So before I got here, I kicked this little kid in the balls for $100.
Wait, was that awkward?
That's what you did.
Me and my friend got offered that too.
Bruh.
Legit?
Yeah, he's legit. He's legit.
Never trust
He's
them.
legit, bro. He's legit. He gave me $100 for 3 kicks. Yeah.
You
Wait.
get a lot more than that.
So
Was he wearing a
disgusting.
cup?
This is
No.
heinous.
Did he make any faces,
How
or did
far
he just
we have
take it like a
fallen.
man?
I got something for
How
you.
deep the termite rot.
I really
is.
wasn't
You
looking
see
at his
how
face.
far the termites have spread and how long and
It was
well
like
they've
$100.
gone.
I didn't have to do anything.
Thank you.
I didn't have to do anything.
I made $100 transcribing a meeting. This sounds way more interesting.
Quickest $100 of your entire life to do nothing.
Faustis.
Besides a nice little plexar flexion.
Did you feel bad? Like, did he wince?
No, I felt bad because he was like, more.
Actually, really quick.
More money.
So really quick on this topic, what is the most either extravagant date a guy has ever taken you on, or has a guy ever given you paid you a lot of money to do something? We'll go around the table on this. Hensley.
That is like 2 different questions.
I was gonna say that's 2 totally different questions.
Entirely.
Okay, what's because, okay, you work at the club. Maybe you've had offers from guys, sugar daddies, whatever. Some of you maybe haven't had sugar daddies, but what is the most amount of money a guy has spent on you for something
Like in the club?
outside the club? Hensley? Come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
Come on, Hensley.
I don't know.
Listen, you asked for us to stop talking about religion. I'm asking if a guy asked you to kick him in the nuts, okay?
Well,
We've
yeah, but
moved
I feel
on
like
from the
a
religion.
lot of people have been asked that.
Have been asked what?
To be, if the,
Oh, so that's just another Tuesday for you.
Yeah.
I never trust the offers though. I'm kind of jealous.
Okay.
Do you ever get dudes who like ask you to like step on their genitals?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a
So
micro penis
gnarly,
situation
dude.
or
Oh,
God,
they
how
hate
down
gone
bad do
through
you have to
with
be
it,
to ask
you
a
know?
woman to do that?
I think my
It's like
friends
some
out here, I could
masochist
never.
shit.
Have you ever done it? No. Would they ask you to step on like their nuts? Oh.
Yikes. Okay, what about you?
6,000.
For what?
It was a. This sounds so.
Hold on,
bad.
Eric. Hide the chats just while she
So
says
this
this.
is okay. Actually, this is good because it shows a part of my thing. But basically, it was a I don't know, long time customer or whatever, and it was a care package of like different used underwear, shoes, and socks. But it was basically what he wanted in specific was the youngest I could find. So like my gym shoes from 6th grade or
Okay, so you're gonna like
No.
yell at guys who are
So
like
specific.
50 attracted to guys just being attracted to 20 years as being pedophiles, but would you not just say you are like
we use the
engaging in
P word?
pedophilic?
yeah, they're still
like,
gonna be. He's gonna ask the next
fantasy.
bitch. I can make $6,000.
So
He's gonna just go
don't,
ask girl to
like,
girl.
Do not shame. I just can't.
Don't shame pedophiles. No, I'll continue to shame
No,
pedophiles.
don't
Thank you.
shame guys for being attracted to 21-year-olds. Like, no matter their age, and engage in like pedophilic fantasies, bro. You can't tell me like,
Please,
that's
just
not
stop.
hypocritical.
Just stop.
I
Did you
Just
give
stop,
him the
because
stuff?
don't piss me off.
Did you
Just
give
stop.
him the stuff?
What?
Yeah, I mailed
She
it
got
to him.
6
Then
You
do
fucking
something.
indulged his pedophilic fantasies, and then
Do
you're
you not
shaming him for doing
understand
that.
the
You
next-
supported the industry.
Sorry.
You supported it.
I could
The next-
respect it if you want to shame 50-year-olds for being
Maybe
into 20-year-olds,
she's
but
saved
don't
young
sell
girl
your
from being-
6th
Okay, so
grade
you let me talk.
shoes
You let me
for
talk.
money,
You let me
bro.
talk. So you're telling me that guy wouldn't
I'm
have just
hearing
gone
you.
from girl to girl to girl asking when I could have made the $6,000? He's gonna just make it from another fucking bitch. Why can't I make the $6,000? I needed the fucking money. Sorry, I was broke and poor and want fucking $6,000.
You can, but you're criticizing. Oh, there's all these fucking men
I'm
out here that
criticizing men
want
for
this
being
shit.
pedophiles.
You're criticizing all these men out
You're
here who
also
want
giving them
this
what they
shit, but you're
want.
Did
supporting
you
it.
so
forget? Did you
confused.
forget?
You supported
Did you
it.
forget he wanted my shoes from 6th grade? Yeah,
No, I heard that.
Yeah.
Did
So
you give
why
it to him?
are you giving
Did you give it to him?
What the
yes,
fuck?
for
You supported it.
$6,000.
You have no room to criticize this.
He's
You
just gonna go
supported
fucking
it.
do it from anybody else.
You perpetuated this. You fed into it.
So you know what you sound like right now? You sound like the people who go out and
Someone
they're like,
who just caught you on your
"Can
bullshit.
I finish? Can you please let me finish?
Someone who just caught
Can you let
on
me
your
finish?
bullshit.
Can you let me finish?" You guys sound like the people who go out to eat and they're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tip because I don't believe in tipping culture and how people need to get
Wait,
paid for their wages, so
this
I'm
is
not gonna tip."
so
That's what you sound like.
ridiculous.
I'm
This
gonna
is
make the fucking
ridiculous.
money.
So
if
how
somebody
much
wants
do
to be a pedophile on my dime, then fucking so fucking be it. I'm gonna make $6,000
Oh
off of
my
my
God.
shoes. So hopefully he doesn't grab some random bitch off the street.
No,
Like maybe
Vindicated.
who knows? Who knows?
Vindicated.
It could be my shoes versus him going to assaulting a random person.
Chat, let us know what you think
No.
about this right now. Let us know what you think.
I
This
think
is
that I should
ridiculous.
butt in. So there is something called age play.
What?
That's different.
That is true.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to disagree with
That's
you. I would not send my actual like underage underwear. That's like a little, like that's like crossing the line to me. But there's something as age play, which is different. It's two consenting adults. Role playing. That
belong
is
in
different than
jail.
sending your actual like underage underwear. That's
They were underage shoes, to clarify, but yes.
yeah.
You could have told him, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to do it.
If somebody was like, if you can send me your old beat up Nikes in the back of your closet for $1,500, you're
So
going to say
saying,
no?
You're saying your morality has a price. That's what you're telling me.
It's nothing about
If
being
somebody,
moral.
yeah,
it's
no,
my fucking
you
shoes.
said pedophilia is
I would
wrong.
get
You
it.
said it's
Maybe-
wrong that men are
maybe-
attracted
maybe-
to that.
Hold on, let me.
But
let me-
once
let
they're
me
willing
answer.
to pay
Let me
money,
answer.
you're down.
In my morality
You're
complex,
down to compromise.
in my morality complex, it would be wrong of me if I had that request from somebody and I went and I stole my little cousin's shoes or my little sister's shoes or something. They were my own belongings. If I want to sell my own belongings, it's just like people like Bella Delphine or whatever her fucking name is, those other ones who take advantage of the men who are weirdos out there. Go her. She's taking advantage of all the guys who are so fucking weird in this world that she's getting paid for it.
Hold on.
It's
I want to
not
respond to
me or her stopping doing what we're doing isn't going to make the pedophiles go away. It's just going to make them go on maybe an unsuspecting child or somebody else. At least maybe now, since I gave him my shoes, he's going to have to go fucking harass an actual
You're doing
sixth
God's
grader.
work out there.
You
Good job.
are literally... I swear to God.
Uh-oh.
I can't wait to come back to my fucking job. Yeah, come back on. Don't go to back to
So hold on.
No,
Everybody.
because you have been coming for me all fucking night and saying snarky ass remarks.
Because you're
to me
fucking hypocritical,
whenever she
Kiko.
wants to.
This is hypocritical.
I'm not even talking to you.
This is
Shut the fuck up.
hypocritical.
I'm not
Well,
even
I'm
talking to you.
defending
I'm
her
talking
because
to her.
you've attacked her twice tonight. And I'm
I attacked her
defending
twice.
her.
I haven't said shit to her. I've literally complimented her. That's the only
You
thing I
said
did is
that she was
compliment
the
her.
least mature, most young-seeming
Did I
person
ever
in the
say
room.
She didn't say
I said she looks the youngest.
That's what I just
I said
read
because she
into.
looks nice. Yes. So please, thank you. Because don't start saying that shit. I've only complimented her on it, but she's tried to call me out 2-3 times now, more than even these two over here. I've literally not said shit to her, but she keeps
Just for
making
the sake
snarky
of
ass remarks to
debate,
me.
dude, nothing's wrong. I think you are like one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. I have like tons
you.
of respect for you. I'm just saying this out of debate for the podcast. This is not
That's
personal.
fine, but it's the
bro.
way you say certain things. 'Cause I can tell when people are saying things out of debate for the podcast, but it's the way you approach certain things. I'm just letting you know because I've been holding my tongue this whole fucking time.
Okay, well, I guess I can't go to backstage
you
anymore,
holding your
guys.
tongue?
I need
No,
a
just
big
on a
flex
Saturday
spot.
night. No, you can go to backstage, just not on a Saturday night between
Good
8 or
thing
12. when I'm
I
being covered,
don't enjoy
because,
clubs.
Here,
so
I'll ask
we're
a
all
quick
good.
question.
All right.
Oh, you
I have
don't
a
go to
question.
backstage?
I have
Oh,
a
you knew
question.
I
I have a
wasn't walked
question.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. Earlier tonight, you were making legitimate grievances that there's a lot of guys out there.
P word. Use the P. Just say P word. If you're gonna.
You're making legitimate grievances, Kiko. Everybody take a breath.
I'm chilling.
You're good.
I want to talk about how much this
Just
guy
take a
spent
breath.
on me.
You're making legitimate grievances that there's a lot of guys out there who are preying on underage women. Okay.
Yes, that's a fact.
Yes. You don't think that by giving in to the perverted desires of a guy like this, you're feeding the industry?
No, if anything, I feel like I'm getting them away from attacking and preying on unsuspecting younger children. At least now they can get, because usually, honestly, because I swear to God, like not on anything, like literally straight up, when I was back, I don't really do this anymore, but when I was back into that, I only had really regulars, and I would have conversations with these regulars a lot, and some of them would open up to me about things I wish I wouldn't hear, and a lot of them were on these sites and doing these things because their urges were so strong that they rather do it this way than actually doing something illegal or very wrong, if you know what I'm trying to say right now.
So weird.
Like, if you know what I'm trying to
This
say,
is
like,
weird.
So I get what you're
That's
saying.
really messed
No,
up.
let
What?
me ask. I got you, girl.
Yeah.
Girls. Let me ask you. No.
I don't
Let
want
me-
to talk about this shit. It's fucking
No,
weird.
let me ask it in a
dude.
different
Brian's
question. No,
question,
let
we
me
should go
ask
back
it in a
to-
different
Like,
way
can we
than
go back to
what
how
Chase
much-
asked really quick, because I just want to know something. So instead of
Oh,
fulfilling this man's
This shit's
fantasy,
fucking weird, dude.
No, Chase, listen to this question. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
This one's for you.
Okay.
Why didn't you take the opportunity to potentially turn him into the cops? Because you could have called the cops
Bruh,
about that.
okay.
I totally get that.
But no,
No,
hang on. But you're saying that you did it because you think
Yes.
to not make him do it to somebody else. But if you would have turned it into the cops, that would have put a.
This is a great point. And I swear, I feel like everyone think I'm fucking bullshitting, but I swear to God I'm not. But for a few months, I was actually a sting operation. Like, I was a part of a sting operation. I swear to God. I used to be used
Yo, this is
as a
content,
boy.
dude.
No,
this
I
is
swear to
content.
God. I feel like if you just live in San Francisco, you have more opportunities. I don't know. But
This
I
is
used to be
content,
used.
dude.
I used to be used as a girl who'd be used in sting operations. Like, I would pretend to be underage. It's so hard. It is so hard to get those men. If I would go to the police and be like, "Oh, this man wants to
Wait,
buy my shoes
straight
from
into the
young
mic.
as possible," they can't do anything about that. If I would say like, "Oh, this man wants to buy my shoes from 6th grade," they can't do anything about that unless there's proof of them actually touching or harassing an underage child. Absolutely nothing will be done. So I'd rather give in to their urges as an adult woman who could do that rather than them going and doing that to an actual 6th
In
grader.
your career, did you sting anyone?
So Yes, there was a few, but the thing is, they're smarter than you seem. Like, it's really hard.
Smarter
like,
than I seem?
No, they're smarter than you seem.
Potatoes are
Like,
sneaky.
sometimes you'll see it online. I feel like it's so easy just to get them because there are some idiots out there who are just like, you know, you can grab them, but most of the time they have either mental disability or something. But those men, it's so hard to act like a child that most of the time they catch wind or we'll do the stakeout and they'll figure it out, because I wouldn't have to be present. I would never be present at the actual like stakeout. Like, I would just be talking to them, messaging them on, it would usually be Kick a lot most of the time. There used to be apps that would have chat rooms that we could go into, and I would say like we would talk for like a week or so, and then we would be meeting up, but I would never be at the meetup location, and I most of the time would not know what would happen from that point forward, because it's like there's like, if they find out that I'm actually of age, they could play it on themselves to be like, well, she actually is, you know, 19 years old. So I was talking to a 19-year-old, but like I said I was 12. Like, I was saying I was 12. So that's like the age you're believing. But if I show up, then they're going to be like, no, see, look.
So you didn't sting anyone.
Okay, we're moving on.
personally,
We're
no.
moving on from this. Okay, so you made $6,000, and then your
please,
stuff.
next person.
Okay, what about you?
Oh, it's
Anything?
like, yeah, really unconventional, but like $11,000 selling my eggs to gay daddies because, you know.
Okay, I mean, that's not really quite what I had in mind for the question.
Well, sorry,
but
Brian. Well, you just got to be more specific then.
well, it's more so like, I mean, that was probably a service provided through like a legitimate.
Yes, but
yeah,
you,
yeah.
okay, you
So I'm
didn't.
talking-
You didn't say like that. It had to just
Okay,
be a.
so I'm talking like-
man-to-man deal.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
talking
okay,
like
okay.
yeah,
Yes, we
like
were
a
through
dude
service. It was
wanting feet
official.
pics or some shit.
No, nothing. None.
Okay, what about you,
I honestly have not been paid or done anything crazy.
Nicolette?
I've
What's
been
the most?
paid $2,000 to take off work and just hang out with somebody.
Wow.
Can you scoot your chair just a little closer to? Is there space for your legs, or is it just too tight?
No, my thick thighs are covering it.
Just the chair.
Okay, just so we can get you a little closer to the mic. Go
Was
ahead.
the question how much a guy has spent on a date?
Yeah, is that
Right?
also part of this?
Sort of, but it's more so like.
Not a
Your
date.
side. Your side, that's the question.
I've never thought about, oh, how much has this guy spent on me on
Yeah.
a date? But the, like,
Has a guy offered to fly you out?
No.
Has he ever offered you money for anything weird?
no, I haven't
Okay.
had. I've just
what
had
about
the like.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
I
Go
have
ahead.
one. Yeah,
Yep.
I forgot. Yeah, one of my friends when I was still at UCLA got invited to go with some creepy older guy that wanted to fly her out to Vegas, and she's like, red flags, no. And she's like, well, maybe if I can bring a friend. And then I was the friend. So then we both got flown out to Vegas, and it was like stupid. It was like a Sunday night, and Vegas on a Sunday, just boring, dude, nothing happening. But she was trying to avoid being in the room with him because, like, you know, flew her to Vegas, man. So, yeah, it was. We met some guy that taught us how to get the cheapest drink on the strip, and he was like, you just kind of pretend to play the poker games, and they'll just come around, and they'll just, you just keep pushing the buttons.
So you weren't paid anything, but you got a free flight. Is that
Well,
correct?
I
And
mean,
like hotel
I
and
didn't
stuff.
fucking pay for my flight or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hotel room or
Okay.
any of the food that we ate. So
Yeah. So you got a
know.
comped trip, basically.
Yeah, but
That's
it was
cool.
really her. I was just the tag along.
Wait, and then just going back to you, what's the next highest that you were paid for something?
Under 6,000,
Yeah, just like the next highest you were paid.
5,000.
Similar thing.
No, that was just all underwear.
Just underwear. 5,000.
Yes.
Rob, this blows my mind as a dude because there's not a market for this for like, how old were you? Maybe 19, 20 or something?
I was 19.
Yeah, there's not a market for like older women to get this shit from young dudes. Like, y'all paying your college tuition with some of this shit.
There is a
that's
market,
crazy.
though, for older men to get this content from younger men.
Sure, but
Probably a much smaller.
that's
much
a bigger.
smaller
I think that's a
market.
bigger ask.
Actually, it's huge.
No,
There's
no,
a lot
big
of
market.
successful
Small
guys that I
market.
know in the industry.
That's why, like, most
Personally-
gay porn is like it's gay for pay. Like most of those men that you see, like they aren't.
Yo,
gay.
let's move on.
They're straight.
Let me tell you guys.
Making me
Wait.
nauseous.
What about you over here? Tara.
Date.
Tara.
How much has been spent?
Tara.
Has a guy ever offered you
Sarah?
money for
Tara?
anything weird?
No.
Okay.
Tara?
Tara.
Not for anything weird, no. Just
What's
like
the
like
most the
good
guy?
Have you
just
been
like
flown out?
expensive dates, or I guess
Yeah.
like really expensive jewelry.
Yeah.
Okay.
One guy, wait, I want to say the one thing, the best gift a guy's ever brought me. He came from LA down to where I live in San Diego, and he was actually we didn't work out, but he got me. He felt bad that I lived alone and was not like didn't have family or anybody. He brought me like a Swedish taser gun
Based.
to protect so that I can protect myself. You can legally have them in California, so that I can defend my household because
That's
he felt
so
that it was so great.
What a gentleman.
And a holster and a flashlight for when I go on my walks. And all this stuff. It was
That's
it was
so
cool.
based.
And a picnic on the beach in the back of his Land Cruiser that opened up with safari doors. It was like the best thing
That's
ever.
so romantic.
Yeah, it was great.
Wait,
We
why
didn't
did you guys work out? He sounds amazing.
I know.
Here's an AR-15.
That's what I was thinking.
No. It's like pepper spray, but you can. It's
Was
like
it pink?
a gun.
Was it like a
No,
pink
it's like
pepper?
black with a brown holster. He
Oh.
let me pick. It was great.
Oh, it's like a
we didn't
pepper
work
spray
out
gun.
because he was hung up on his ex. So
No.
Did he mention her
Yeah.
on the first date?
he did, and that's how I knew.
Oh.
And the
Awkward.
prettiest bouquet of flowers, like $100 bouquet of flowers, prettiest one I'd ever seen. It was
How long had it been
Wow.
since he had broken up from his last?
It had been like 5 or 6 months, but they had lived together for a while, and I
Oh.
think he was really like he was not over
Invested,
that, and I was
yeah.
like, I don't want to be with a guy that's not.
You,
over that.
you guys want to hear the most a girl spent on me?
Yeah.
All right, check it. Check this shit.
It's like $10.
One time, a girl bought me a burrito.
$7.99.
Did I not just say that?
What's up?
Do you ever think that?
With
What's up?
avocado?
No
Free
Christmas
bird.
gifts,
Free bird.
nothing special for your
Come
birthday,
on.
like just
That's
a burrito.
That's a burrito.
What?
That sounds
You're
like it's
dating
you.
or going out
You're
with the wrong
into the
girls.
submissive type, then, I guess.
I'm just saying. You're over here getting $5,000 for your panties, and a chick bought me a burrito once.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hello?
Well, I never said it. Trust me, when I spoil my partners, that's
Oh, yeah?
very different. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love gift giving.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did you buy him?
Well, it depends. Like, depends on what it was or.
What did you get him?
As long as it wasn't
Why are you
depends.
saying? Like, what did you get? What did you do?
I'm just being goofy.
No, yeah, I used to love gift giving. It's a very big part of my love language.
Okay.
I like to receive gifts, but I also love to give gifts.
Okay. Word. All right, let's get through these super chats.
Do it.
Guys, I'm sorry, we got a ton, so I'm going to get caught up real quick. We got, did we do this one? Yep,
Yeah,
we
what
did
is
that
the-
one. Okay, here's the official rating because a lot of y'all rated yourself 10s. Freshest Toothbrush, $10. Thank you, man. Official rating for tonight from Terra on down, 9828255. Okay. Rock and roll.
So you're Christian.
What the? Don't you think it's a bit of hubris, though, to say that you're a 10?
I think these
What?
girls are all beautiful on the panel.
So
Here's
I
the
saw
thing.
a thing, a
Self-love,
video,
baby.
Exactly, and it's like, so last time I ranked myself an 8, right? 'Cause we're talking about looks only, not personality-wise, whatever. Looks are completely subjective, right? So somebody could find you the most drop-dead gorgeous man on the earth, while somebody else could not find you attractive at all. What justice am I doing myself if I'm already ranking myself lower? I'm the only one I have. Why am I not saying I'm a 10? Personality-wise, I know maybe I'm lacking a point. Maybe I have a couple things
Why?
that work out. I don't
Why
think
are
it's
you
my
lacking?
personality-wise. I know mentally I'm not the best person I could be. So I know I could be a better version of myself right now. Like thought mentality-wise. That's why I know I could be like maybe a 9 overall and then raise up to a 10 once I get my mental right. But looks-wise, I'm never a day again in my life going to damper on my looks or say I'm less than worthy than for somebody else. Like everyone should say they're a 10. You are a 10. You're the only one you get.
Period.
You're the only
Smoke show.
person you get.
What do you think?
Period.
You said your point rating could increase if you get, the mental side right or whatever. What does that look like?
Yeah, it's like right now I was in between places for a little bit. I have struggle right now. Like I was going through trauma response therapy for a long time, and I stopped my trauma response therapy and my medication, and I probably should be back on it. But
What?
I decided for personal reasons not to. So I feel like until I finish with that or finish my therapy, that I won't be a full 10
Wait, what-
overall,
what-
mentality, personality.
What's the medication?
I was on Zoloft. I was on Wellbutrin. I was on what's the P one?
Prozac?
Prozac.
Prozac.
And there's a T one. It's to make me fall asleep.
Testosterone?
No. I got it. It's like right there. I can think of it.
Oh, yeah, we got the pharmaceutical sales rep over here.
There's a Z. Oh.
Yeah, trazodone.
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 Yeah.
Wow, that's a cocktail.
I was on
That's a
like
lot.
600 plus milligrams a day.
Holy shit.
So until I get that figured out, probably not full 10.
God
That's fine. That's why
damn.
I'm single. I'm
Were
working on
you
myself.
asking them what their personality is? Or?
I was asking them what their drug prescriptions are.
It all makes sense.
Yeah. So
Yes,
what's
it
everybody
does.
on?
No, we had
What's
a
your
super
cocktail?
Vitamins and pot.
We had a super
I have
chat
no
about the
shame.
rating.
I have no shame. It's like the way I'm fucking breathing. If it wasn't for that
that's
cocktail,
all right,
I would
babe.
have been dead a long time ago. So
Well, thank goodness you're not.
Okay, we
Shane
got
Banks is good.
we got freshest toothbrush saying Grace is a 10.
Oh,
Okay, there you
Grace.
go. Thank you for the
W
$10.
for Grace.
Appreciate the support. We got Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Submission is an extremely difficult choice to make. Choosing the right man to submit to is even more difficult. Nothing weak about it. Thank you, Davon. We got Milos. Hold on. Okay, just a reminder, guys. $10 and up. Everyday Edgar with the $10 super chat. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Someone tell the 40-year-old chick with tattoos that rolling your eyes and making faces isn't considered a counter argument.
I'm 34.
She's 34 every day.
But at
Edgar.
least I have like people invite me on a podcast, so maybe you can stop paying $10 so that they'll pay attention to you sometime every day, Edgar.
You took some MILF.
Okay. We got, let's see, we got Richard Joy. Thank you for the Canadian $10. How's it going in Quebec or wherever you're from? Quebec? Richard Joy, let us know. Quebec, Toronto, Vancouver. Okay, question for the girls. Have any of you left the United States of America to a foreign country?
Yep.
If so, where? Also, did you notice how the culture is much better?
Yeah.
I mean,
I go to Sweden
Skip.
every year.
has anybody
Love to go
not
there.
been out of the country?
Me.
Really? What
I
about
don't
what
have a
about
passport.
Hawaii?
I've been to Hawaii.
Okay, but just not out of the what is it? The
Continental U.S.
well, no, that would be out of the continental U.S.
International.
She's been to Hawaii.
Did you raise your hand? Yeah. So that means you two and you three have been out of the country.
I don't know.
I was born in Denmark.
Contiguous? Is
Which?
it-
I've been
where in
within the
Denmark?
50 states. That's it.
Aalborg,
How long
Is
did you
that
live
on
there?
the West Coast?
on the east, southern east part.
Gotcha.
Can you speak Icelandic for the chat?
Sæl, ég heter Ásdís, ég bandarísk og ég tala ekki gott íslensku af því ég gleyma mikið, so.
Speak some Danish now.
What?
Talk dirty to
no,
me.
I don't know that much. It's like, ég hörða Ásdís. It's very like,
It's
but
super guttural. Yeah.
It's
My
not a
husband's
pretty
Swedish.
language.
It's really
No,
gross.
oh.
The Danes sound like Swedes that are choking on
like,
something.
yeah, they have something in their throat that they're gargling.
Have any of you been to Dubai?
Oh,
No.
Never to the Middle East.
That's for prostitutes.
that's good.
I was about to say that
That's
sounds
a
like a
good thing.
code for something.
That for prostitution.
Nobody say yes.
Natalie
but
Nunn.
Nicolette, have you had offers
No, no.
for Dubai?
No.
Because we've heard not about you, just we've heard stories of.
So have I, but no, I have not.
Okay,
Not yet, at least.
all right.
Would you be willing to go?
10K, 100.
For what?
Let's say
10K.
this sultan is like, yo, come out here for 50K. We've got a bunch of dudes that are gonna give you a golden shower. Would you be down?
What?
No.
250K golden
disgusting.
shower.
It have to be at least
That's
a
a lot
million.
of
No, I
peeing.
do it. I do a golden shower for 500K
Okay,
in Dubai.
classy lady.
All right.
You asked.
How much would you do a golden shower for?
$0. I would never.
You
do
do it
that.
for free.
I do it. I do it for free.
Yeah.
No, I'd never do one.
There you go. Okay, we got Raggy Rag. Thank you for the $10 super chat. G's in the chat for Grace. She's a queen. I would fold the laundry and shop at Hobby Lobby with her every weekend.
Grace,
Love
so
it.
popular.
Okay, guys. G's in the chat for Grace. I guess. Raggy Rag. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. We got Metal Bones here. Thank you for becoming a member, guys. Really appreciate it. Guys, we're like 5 members away from unlocking our next emoji, so please consider joining. It's
Boys,
just $5.
cross the line. Let's do it this stream.
We got El Bogi with the big $20 super chat. Really appreciate the support, man. Thank you. Shout out to the 2 women on the left. They seem have the best balance of emotion / logic towards men. The chick with the tattoo neck is cute, but she talks too much.
Can I say something about that since I talk too much? I might
Hold
as
on,
well
I'll just
respond.
finish reading it. Imagine coming home to her voice after a stressful day. Okay, go ahead, respond.
My last 2 relationships ended because I wouldn't talk to them enough.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Wait, were you?
You were-
this isn't meant to be disrespectful. Were you on medications at the time?
I was. Wow. Chase? That might have been the most intelligent thing he said all night. You know what? That is so true. Because I am freshly off. Pretty fresh.
Oh, do we have a Kanye situation going
And
on?
I
over
used to
here?
not speak. Like, I was known as the, like, her, you know? I would have been like her this whole time.
That's interesting.
You know what though? I get the
need the
impression
chemical
though.
balance.
I get the impression though that you're being argumentative because obviously you've been invited on the podcast. We're here having a debate, and I suspect your interactions one-on-one with a partner would probably look different than how you've been communicating with us.
Yeah. I just make
right
sure I
now.
don't date people who think the way that some people do
All right,
on
what-
this table.
Chase.
No, but really, like, even if it's like with his opinions, like if I would have been hearing this, like I feel like you guys just like really like targeted some of the things that I'm most passionate and vocal about just from my career and
Sure.
what I'm involved into. So I would feel like it'd be an injustice to sit here with my mouth shut.
Okay.
You feel like I targeted your career?
No, but I was saying when we had that talk earlier with the career I'm in, I firsthand see a lot of those things happening
Oh, right.
that other people wouldn't see. So that's why obviously it might make me biased in a way to where I think the percentages are much higher than they are.
Yeah.
But then there's people who don't see it at all, so they think the percentages are much lower than they are. So, and then we're kind of coming to that middle ground in between.
Okay. We got Red Misfit here with the $10 super chat. Chase, love you, man. Always great to see you on. You compliment Brian well as a co-host. Also, can we get a "She Belongs to the Streets" sound effect for for Hensley? Hold on, let me.
She belongs to the streets.
You know what's funny, guys? Actually, me and Hensley met like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And the one thing she said to me came out of her mouth. Pause. She said she belongs to the streets. Do you remember that? She told me.
No way.
She said, I belong to the streets. And I was like, I'll get you on the podcast one day. Okay.
I just want to say to you, thanks. Shout out to Red Misfit, but also Hensley. You get roasted a lot, and I appreciate and salute how you never let it get under your skin. That's a gangster quality.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. You have a good sense of humor about it.
What's up? Why you're a little more quiet tonight than usual? Is it because of the religious stuff? Do you want to talk about what?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily.
All right. We want to hear, like, the chat wants to hear the based Hensley takes.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know. I think it's just the other girls have really taken charge on this one, and I've let them. I've debated with Chase before. I know what his attack points are. I've answered these questions before. I know exactly what you're going to respond to mine. Maybe I have been on the podcast a little too much at this point because the questions aren't changing.
This is true.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, I could see someone digging a tunnel, and as much as I'm, like, on their side and with them, I can see exactly what you're going to attack, and I'm like, I'm not going to dig myself into that hole again. So
I like how you use the word attack, like this is like war or something.
I mean, I definitely like to think argumentation and debate is not war, but I think there have definitely been parts of this debate where it has gone like war. Both voices have gone red or raised. Both cheeks have gone red. You know, it's gotten very.
I'm just sunburned. Okay.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
You're nervous.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine, but I don't think this is necessarily the time people need to hear my voice again. They've heard it. They've heard my opinion, you know?
Okay. So you're kind of opening it up for the other panelists too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
And I think, like you said in that one chat it was sent, you know, a lot of times I answer and then we get a line of girls going, yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And
That's why I didn't want to sit there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hensley B. Bean said, Hensley is a boss. Hensley, get him. She wants to hear you try and destroy us.
We got Mike Davis here with the $20
God,
super chat.
XDM.
Get my picture up there. Can you grab the
Which
picture
one?
frame?
Oh,
I think
Mike
it's back
Davis?
there. Get my
goat.
picture up there with Trilstein and Dave on Forget Kanye. The only color I see is green. From here on out, let us be known as the trifecta.
Yeah, where are the other two pictures?
They're on the.
We should put them up there.
The trifecta.
Let's get the trio. The trinity of sugar daddies.
Help me out here, Chase. But Michael Trilstein, thank you for the Mike Davis. Thank you for the big $20 super chat. Much appreciated, man. All right. And then we have, let's see, we got Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Since we can't tell women not to be like Nicolette. Jesus. Please allow me to preach to men to stop simping this hard for these 3-0 foes. God damn. Okay, simp for girls like Grace who deserve it. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Nicolette, your response to Mr. Davon Jackson.
So
You can
my
fire back, by the way.
response is that people don't like when they see another person who's unapologetically themselves, who is sexually liberated, comfortable with their sexuality. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel insecure. It's not something that they're used to. And all I have to say to that is grow some fucking balls and work on your self-esteem. I'm not going to stop being myself, and I don't think anybody else should for anyone else's opinion. That's it.
Would you take issue with, and this is a sort of a common thing I've heard come up, would you take issue with a guy being uncomfortable or not wanting to date someone who was a sex worker? For example, someone who had an OnlyFans or who was a stripper or who there's degrees to sex work, right?
Yeah.
Would you have an issue with a guy saying, hey, you're free to do what you want to do, but I wouldn't want to date you because you've done OnlyFans?
I wouldn't have an issue with it because I believe everyone has the option to be with whoever they want to be with. You know, if someone wants to be with someone who doesn't do OnlyFans, they have every right to. And myself, I have the right to be with someone who...
Hansel, are you leaving?
Oh, okay.
I have the right to be with someone who accepts me for who I am. And the fact that so many people are so judgmental about sex workers, that just goes to show that not everyone should join this industry. You have to have very thick skin. You have to be confident. You have to be comfortable with rejection. And
Would you date a guy who's slept with a bunch of prostitutes?
would I sleep with a guy who's been... No, I wouldn't. But I'm
Why?
not a prostitute, so...
Why wouldn't you date him?
I care about my sexual health.
Let's say he's clean.
Then maybe.
Okay, next super chat. All right, we got Earl with the $10 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Tattoos are cool in my book. It just is a bad look before age 25. Hello? Wait.
What?
I'm not sure
But it's not a bad look after
That's
25.
cute. No, he's right. Like, maybe let your body be all cute and fresh, and then when you start to get towards 30, or like I did in the past 2 years, just blast the shit out of yourself.
Show us the tats.
I mean, I have a lot of tattoos, but I had tattoos earlier in my 20s. I just thought I wasn't going to get more than like 3.
Show us the tats.
We'll just put the arms out so that people can see.
I have this sleeve that's coming together on this side.
Is that a cat with 4 eyes on your forearm?
This one's actually basically done.
Have you been doing tricep dips since our last?
No, but I have a 4-year-old. I gotta pick her up.
Wait, is that
you want to look buff? Become a mom.
Like
You
the
gotta pick them up.
striations on your tricep were like, I'm not gonna lie, they were like, damn, that's pretty impressive, guys. Check, but don't
Ripped
put
as
it on her,
fuck.
Eric, put it on her.
What do I do?
Boom. Fucking shredded. Okay.
Myron.
Myron aesthetics.
Myron.
Okay, moving on.
Snake can dance.
Okay, Mike
is
Davis,
dancing.
thank you for the $10 super chat. Girl and the wife beater who thinks she's got a line of husbands. What she really got is a pack of Nigerian scammers. Wait, who's in the wife beater?
If this is supposed to be a wife beater,
I think that's
it's
what
a
it-
fucking tank
It's a
top,
tank
you
top.
imbecile. First,
Also, who calls them wife beaters
Second,
anymore?
Yeah, second. No, honestly, I've had some pick of the mill men who would want to. I just don't want to be in a relationship. It's just, I don't know what, because I have tattoos. You think that a man with money or standards or higher ground is not going to like me? Like, you're very wrongly concerned with the wrong thing. Don't worry about my pockets or my engagements. I've had plenty of proposals offered to me. I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike Davis. Milos track with the
Wait,
Australian.
How many times have you been proposed to?
I've actually been proposed to 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Milos track, thank you for the Australian $10. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support. I feel bad for all the people on the left, including the host, for sitting through this and sacrificing brain cells listening to this torture. Okay.
Well, you are too, friend. So feel bad
What?
for yourself, I guess.
What?
Are you confirming that he's sacrificing brain cells right now?
No, I don't. Just
You're
saying, if
talking
he's gonna
too,
tell
so-
you guys he feels bad for you, like, shouldn't he feel bad for himself too? I mean, he's here, obviously.
Mike Davis.
What is Frank Castle? I've
Frank?
heard this
Okay,
so
so,
many times.
so Fresh and Fit, which was shout out to Fresh and Fit, obviously pretty major inspiration for the show, just in terms of their format. Frank Castle is their term they use when if a girl's being disrespectful or getting too rowdy or whatever, and they kick her off. And you've been on, if I'm correct, you've been on Fresh and Fit. I think you're the first person that's been on Fresh and Fit and been on our podcast. So, how was that experience like on Fresh and Fit? Did you like it or?
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. They were very nice and respectful. So.
Okay. Well, there you go. But yes, so she's been on the show. Frank Castle. That's basically when you kick someone off the show.
You guys can kick me out. They're saying that you should Frank Castle
Yeah,
me.
they were saying that Frank Castle.
If they want me,
Nah,
I started
don't even
work
trip.
10 minutes ago.
Don't
I'm
even
fine
trip.
to go.
I got you.
If
I
I'm
got you.
bothering them, Brian,
You'd
I got
You'd have to probably do some crazy shit.
If the podcast will be better without me,
Don't even
I'm
trip.
willing to take the sacrifice.
Don't even trip, Kiko. Sammy, Sammy, thank you for the
Thanks, Sammy.
For becoming a member. Really appreciate it, man. We got L Boogie. Wait, guys, hold on. Let me just get the soup chats done. L Boogie, thank you for the $10 soup chat. Really appreciate the support. Tattoo neck chick. Okay, P word. Are gross. Also heard. Let me sell my preteen. I don't want to go back to this, but thank you for the soup chat, man.
I get the point. Can I just say that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Can I just say
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
overall?
We have another comment on it.
That's what I'm
Let's get this one out first.
Davon Jackson with the $10 soup chat. Thank you, man. She claims she's calling out P word by calling men who aren't P word, but turns around and sells. Jesus Christ! All right, Chris Hansen, Canadian $10 soup chat. Hi, Kiko, have a seat.
I'm already seeing
Please. Jesus.
Fucking Chads, dude.
It's fine.
Chads in the chat. Appreciate you guys.
It's totally fine. I get it. I get that
feel
it could be
seen right
contradictory in a sentence, like in a state. But if it makes sense to myself, that's all I personally give a fuck about. And my dad's not checking me, neither my mom. So, life goes on.
Word, Shaheen. Okay. Red Misfit, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate the support. Don't lie to her, Tara. Did I?
Bro.
What?
What the fuck?
Did I?
It's
Tara,
Tara, dog.
Brian, you're hurting my feelings.
Chat.
Tara.
Chat, am I abusing? Chat, am I abusing? Okay. Don't lie to her. Kiki is not attractive to me at all. Lots of makeup on, so you can't really tell. I wouldn't try to get her number outside or socially at all. Just saying. God damn, y'all. Are you talking about Kiki
Red,
or Kiko?
I agree.
He means me.
Yeah, he means you.
He means me. I really don't care.
Did he?
Okay.
Yeah, Kai said that she was pretty, and then she said I was pretty when we were arguing. So that's what he's talking about.
Thank you for Milo's track with the Australian $10, man. Tara, did I say it right this time?
Yo, based Bible
Did
verse.
I say it
Milos.
right?
Yeah.
Tara.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's the proper spell. Okay. Haha, don't take note of neck tattoo, but the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming.
Based.
What? Who's the wicked though? Milos. Who's
Milos knows.
Who's okay? We got I can't. Azul69, thank you for the $20 soup chat. Really appreciate the support, man. You're a legend. I can't wait to ride on my trusted steed, Swoop Milady. Hold on.
Funny.
I can't wait to ride on my trusted steed, Swoop Milady on the far left, up to ride side saddled behind me, and live happily ever after in whichever monarchy that Chase rules over.
Based.
Based.
You're welcome in the kingdom, bro.
Milady. Okay.
Brian, you should have put that one on, though. You should have put that
No,
one.
I should have put this one on.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I think in order for us
Kaiser Chase, check.
Kaiser Chase. All right, thank you, man, for the super. Oh, okay, we got that one. Yeah, and then we got Frenzy. Thank you for the 10 British pounds. Wait, euro? No, British pounds, right? Yeah. Hensley has such a cool, cold, calculating, I don't give a fuck persona. I find it both very attractive and very off-putting. Rarely felt so conflicted.
Frenzy, be careful of this one. She'll play with your emotions, dog.
Hensley, would you like to respond to Frenzy?
No.
Okay.
Frenzy, you'll end up hooked on her like heroin, and then you'll find yourself in rehab after the fact. Careful, bro.
Green Lantern, thank you for the 9 British pounds. What's the euro one look like? Anyways, Hensley, please tell these Christians the earth wasn't created 6,000 years ago.
Yes,
Okay.
Hensley, please tell us this.
Chase, do you believe in evolution?
I mean, I believe in natural selection.
What?
I don't necessarily believe we evolved from apes, though.
But do you believe in the age of like
Chase?
the planet?
What?
I don't know. I have questions about the first chapter of Genesis, how long those 7 days actually took. Because how do you have a day before the sun is even
Really?
created?
I'm done. You're actually asking me? Was it serious?
Did you hear the question I just asked you? Did you?
no.
Yeah, I know you didn't. That's okay. We can move on.
My brain kind of exploded when you said
Alex
the
B
first
with the
thing.
$10 soup chat. My question was addressed to the blonde in the center. Beautiful blue-eyed girl. Are you single? P.S. Lewandowski, I love you. Amen. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
Lewandowski goes to the goal. He just can't do it. You just cannot be that good. That is an amazing goal.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate the support. You're a fucking legend, Alex. Jesus, I'm slurring my words. Sorry, guys. Red with the $10.
Wait, we
soup
never
chat.
answered his question.
What?
You are
What?
single, correct?
I'm single, yes.
Yeah.
Her DMs are open.
But don't forget, she's waiting till marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, she is waiting
And
till marriage.
Christian.
You have to be a Christian. That's the first and foremost important
And
thing.
speak fluent Icelandic. Okay.
But you can have a micro penis.
No micro penis.
Yo, Red, thank you for the $10 soup chat. Much appreciated. Many men had really bad prawn addictions and never got attention from females without having money. So females on the right shouldn't take the attacks seriously. They mad. Also, Hensley, feet pics. When? Hensley.
Absolutely.
What? How much is someone going to have to super chat just to get like a foot raise?
Do I get the money?
I'll give you half.
75%.
What?
She's gonna make you some money right now with her feet, and you're gonna argue.
No. Okay.
Yo, make a deal. Come on.
50. 50% of the
69%.
First off,
Whoa,
YouTube.
hold on. The
YouTube
percentages
takes
don't
30.
matter. You guys need to decide on a price here. The percentages don't matter.
The price doesn't matter if I don't get my fair share.
75% of $100
75%
is worth less than 50% of $250. You guys got to decide on a price. Come on. Are we business people or not?
Why is the Christian guy talking?
Because I'm smart. I'm smart. You should listen.
Yo. Hold on. What? Just wait.
Sorry, I'll let it go.
All right.
She's seething over there.
We got Davon Jackson with the $10 soup chat. Can someone pass that? I'm just going to take these off the table for now. Thank you. Davon Jackson, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Insulting people for soup chatting is more an insult to Brian than to us. Do you think the show you're currently sitting on isn't worth supporting? Word? Hey, appreciate the continued support week after week, man. You're a legend. We got Richard Joy with Canadian $10. Issue with these soup chats when you don't get to them right away is that you just skip through them when the topic's over. If you don't answer soup chats anymore in a reasonable time, I will stop. Well, to be fair, we did, maybe I need when I'm getting a high frequency of super chats, I might have to boost the amount. I don't like how much for it to be read. I don't know. But we had, honestly, I don't know how much.
I think, Brian,
we've had 75 super chats tonight. So it's just like, it's been most of the show.
I think his qualm is that when you get to the super chats,
the conversation's already.
We skip over them. Like we almost skipped over the question about whether or not Austis was single. But I went back and caught it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
They just
really
don't want us
wanted to
skip
know
over
the
them.
answer to that one.
Was he the one that asked that?
I was talking about you.
What?
What's your deal? What's your deal? Why are you so salty? You're fucking salty.
I think you're really funny. I like it.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Nicolette's pretty fucking hilarious. But,
Thank you.
Freshest Toothbrush with the $10 super chat. OF Bin Bo is unapologetically brainless.
Is that me?
I think like
I
brainless.
think-
Brainless.
I'm a bimbo, guys.
Oh gosh. Okay. We got Davon Jackson with the $10 soup chat. I got King Kong balls. My self-esteem is through the roof. I got something for you. Let's see here.
It's on like Donkey Kong, bitch.
That was a totally unrelated sound, but okay. Appreciate it, Davon. Mike Davis, thank you, man. Last pod, Hensley had blood coming from the face. She got blood. Now she got blood down below. That time of the month, guaranteed. Hensley, confirm or deny Mike Davis's.
I think we're in sync, Mike Davis.
Oh. Boom. Roasted. Okay. EG with the $10 soup chat. Ask them why usually white women don't date Asian men.
It's an interesting question.
Okay, well, we can. I guess suppose we can ask the white women this. Do you find Asian men attractive? Hensley?
No, but I'm traumatized. I went to boarding school and
What?
everyone was Asian.
And it traumatized you because they were Asian?
It was
Or
it was a huge cultural divide, and just living in 1 year where I was like the only white woman in the entire boarding school of 150 students, it just really turned me off from them.
Did all of them want you because you were the white chick?
Yes.
Wait, how old were you?
I was 14.
Oh no.
Why did you get sent to boarding school?
I chose to go. I sent myself. It was an all-Christian boarding school in Santa Cruz.
In Santa Cruz?
You wanted to go to an all-Christian boarding school?
And it was all Asian. Like
I wanted to
everyone
be a
there was Asian.
missionary.
Really? Wow.
Minds are being blown.
How time
Totally.
distorts things. Okay. We got Mike Davis with the $10 soup chat. Now I fall back. Keep her on. These bimbos will get you in the green, Brian. You're learning. Okay. Thank you, Mike Davis, for the soup chat. Oh, are you talking about Kiko? Oh, my God.
Yes, he is. There's so many things I could say to him, but I'm just going to keep quiet.
Would you date Mike Davis?
Do I need to answer that?
Of course.
I feel like it's obvious.
Yes, you would.
It's a yes.
Absolutely not.
You're in, Mike.
Yes!
It's okay.
Look
You'll,
at his
you'll have
profile
you'll have a
photo.
chance to clap back at Mike Davis.
Listen,
He sent another one in.
Kiko, if I can just take a moment to endorse Mike Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very wealthy businessman on the East Coast, owns multiple establishments,
Yes.
Burger King establishments.
Okay.
He's a proprietor.
He's got a
very, very wealthy man.
Got a
Chase.
fire sense of humor too. Will
Funny
guaranteed
guy.
to keep you on your toes.
Great facial hair.
You guys should suck his dick.
What the fuck?
Literally.
Yo.
You sound obsessed.
So fucking out of
Bro,
pocket.
out of pocket,
God,
Nicolette.
it's disgusting.
That would be against the Bible, though.
It's disgusting.
So just kidding.
What?
Mike's not
What
my
the
type,
fuck?
Nicolette.
Yo, what the?
Too dark.
God damn, Nicolette. Okay, everyday Edgar with the $10 soup chat.
I'm
Grace
not
has good
Latina.
ideas, but her eyes too far apart. Whoa. Whoops.
Fucking rude.
Always got to be some.
Yeah, little ad hominem.
That's my friend right there, Edgar. That wasn't cool.
Damn. Mike
It's
Davis,
okay.
thank you for the.
He's literally
Isn't that
obsessed with me.
self-confidence?
Who, Mike Davis?
Yeah, look, read.
Mike
Yo, this
Davis
is
with the
hella
$10 soup
funny.
chat. Panty seller is hell insecure. She bark at every softball. She should hire Hensley as a therapist to teach her how to take a joke. On the real, you're beautiful. Life will be okay.
Thank
Which
you,
panty
Mike.
seller are you?
Yeah, that's the panty seller.
Thank you so
Was there
much,
another
Mike.
panty seller? I mean,
saw.
she sells panties too.
Also,
Mike Davis,
anyway.
she's getting jealous of the. If you're going to say panty seller, please also address Nicolette. Please, okay? She's getting upset that you're not, equally paying her attention.
Thank you
All right.
so much, Mike.
And then who do we have?
Yeah. Appreciate you, buddy. You spent about
there's another one that
$40 to
came in.
$50
Another whole
commenting
bunch
on
came
me
in.
this
Yeah.
night. You're really.
You should just give him your Venmo next.
No,
time.
literally, Mike.
Honestly,
You know,
I'm with her on that.
every
Yeah,
time Mike
Trillstein's not- I
Davis,
mean, he
this is
dropped
for
like
you.
20.
Anytime
He's
you want
coming
to
on
pay
Tuesday,
for them to
right? Yeah.
comment, you could just cash up me this money instead and just say it to me
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you know?
Skip.
Yeah, she'll. Oh, I'm not gonna make that joke. Okay. We got Fresh's toothbrush here. Thank you for the $10 soup chat. Appreciate the support. Yo, appreciate everyone just dropping all these soup chats. We've had, I think, over 75 soup chats tonight. Y'all are fucking legends. YouTube won't let me use certain words. Hensley thinks she's smart. Kiko 4 and the oaf chick is a lost cause. I mean,
You
you
guys
got-
want to clap back?
do you guys want to
Subscribe.
subscribe to Nicolette's OnlyFans? What's the lowest tier? Like, how much do you charge for
Right
like
now,
a
I'm
month?
having a sale at $7.
$7.
Mhm.
That's a deal, guys.
Yeah, it is.
That is a deal.
Go jack off.
Okay. Good times. So, we're going to watch one video, but before we do that, actually, no, we'll do because we were talking about this specific topic. I think this will put a little cherry on top on the conversation. We've watched this video quite a few times before. Eric, if you can please pull up the Andrew Tate clip. The I believe it's just the body count one. Yeah, that one. Oh, that's weird. Hit stop on it. Hit the stop button. Now try. Okay. Sorry, bring it back, Eric. The video's not working. Okay, I guess the video doesn't want to load. That's peculiar. So while I go figure out what's going on there, I want to open it up to the panel. Final thoughts or final question? Tara? Final thought or question for the panel?
This isn't for the panel, but this is for like people in the audience. I have like for male viewers, I just have some advice for you guys, because I've seen, it's like rare that I'm interested in guys, and I've had guys like fumble the bag really bad recently, and I just need to get a PSA out there. Yeah. So, one.
Yeah, give them specific.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. One is if you're into a girl, just go for it. Like, don't go like through her friends, because if you like have her, like if he's into you, if you're into her, okay, never mind. I don't
Tara,
like free ball this, so never mind.
I got a good question for you.
Yeah, sure.
How did they fumble the bag?
Okay, thank you. Lean in. Okay. First guy fumbled the bag because he was into me, but I only found out about it like through his friends. So even though I like would have been interested in like getting to know more about him, he like never got the courage to like talk to me about it directly, which is just like, you know, can't reward pussies, so that's a no. But so in the future, if you're listening, you should be like confident and fearless and just go for a girl if you like her, so that you never know if she's going to be into you back. So don't fumble the bag like that. Like, go for it.
This actually opens up an excellent question that I have for all of you guys. We can go in this direction. What advice would you guys give guys that are trying to find the right woman, become better with women, so on and so forth? Maybe one or two things.
Okay, here's another thing not to do that I just like have to get off is if you don't, I don't know, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this too. Okay, I have a question for you guys. What are your thoughts on you're first talking to a guy and he right off the bat is like, just so you know, like, I'm only looking for like casual sex, basically. How do you take that? And how do you take that? Because that's fumbling the bag, if you ask me. I don't know. That is like,
Tatum, what
don't
were you gonna
understand
say?
that.
What were you going to say? You had something to say.
Well, I mean, it just depends on the girl. Like, if a guy were to come up to me and be like, because I'm not looking for anything serious. So if he was like, I'm just looking for something casual, I'd be like, down. But if I was actually looking for my husband or something serious, I'd be like, that's funny. I'm out of here. So it just depends on where you're standing and like what you want, I guess.
To go off of what she said, even though also at the time I'm not looking for anything really permanent right now, I'm more exploring and finding out what I like and don't like in a partner. If somebody says that to me off the bat, it's just kind of a red flag, because I don't know, if some girls want honesty and you want the honesty straightforward, I'd rather go with the illusion that we love each other for 2 weeks and then never speak to each other again, you know? Like, at least fake it till you make it a little bit.
Anybody else?
Was it the advice part?
No, we can get back to that.
Actually, really quick, I think this is directed at you. We have Rollo Tomasi, the rational male, in the chat. Who's
married.
Watching her kids tonight?
I don't have kids.
I thought you were a mom.
I have one kid. I have one daughter.
MILF.
What?
I have one daughter, and then I have fur babies. I mean, I have a dog and 2 kitties.
What?
So is your husband watching your kid?
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay.
My husband's watching my daughter.
So okay, anyways,
Like, logical.
I am curious to hear from you guys. There's a lot of guys watching this to gain insight on, women, how your guys' minds work, how they can get better with women. And I'm curious, like, I'm sure you guys have things in your minds where you're like, you know what, guys just fall short. There's a lot of dudes out there with potential, but they fall short in this way or that way. What could guys do, generally speaking, in our generation to be better with women, in your guys' opinions?
I have
I
something.
want. Okay,
Let's
you
let's go
first.
let's go that
Okay.
way.
Okay. Did you want to go on that, or you want me to start?
No. Yeah, I already said mine.
I would say one thing would be just clarity to women. I think that
Kind of like what she was saying.
yeah, but also I think that there are men out there that are scared of commitment, and I think that I think that guys should be more open about that if they don't want to commit or are not looking. I think they should just be open and honest. And I think also being bold, like call it for what it is. I really appreciate when a guy is like, hey, I want to take you on a date and do this. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. I think guys should know that. Like just putting intentionality into things. Like I'm not going to hang out and that's just not for me. Like if you're serious about it, I think that there should be intentionality into it. And following up and not ghosting when you're like 28, 29. Like at that age, I think you should be able to have a conversation. I will say that guy that was the best date, one of the best things about him was when he pulled back and I felt it emotionally and I was like, what did I do? And I like texted him again, and I don't like doing that, and I could just feel a difference. He was so straight up and honest. He didn't ghost me. He was like super straight up. You're awesome, but I'm still thinking about my ex, and I don't think this is a good thing. He FaceTimed me to tell me that. That was the first time. I've had a lot of guys that are just like that ghost or that just aren't mature about that, and so that was a really mature move because I left that situation feeling like, okay, like it didn't work out and I have nothing bad against him. So I think more guys should do that.
Good answer, Austis.
Yeah, I totally agree with the ghosting part. That's the most annoying thing. My two things that I would say for both men and women when it comes to dating is do not lower your standards. Don't sacrifice something just for someone because you think you like them, but put your standards up first. And then the second one is to be authentic. And when I say authenticity, I'm talking about like your passions, your interests. Don't fake an interest just so you can get closer to somebody. Like if the girl's like, oh, I'm a vegan, and you're like, yeah, me too, but you love bacon. Like don't go down that route. So that's all I have to say.
That's good.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of the girls over here. I think that don't limit yourself, like what you said. Don't be shy. For example, like last weekend, I had this guy tell me, I was so shocked. He said, I would rather settle for a 5 or 6 than get denied by a 10. So he basically said he doesn't even go up to girls who he thinks his wording was bad. So he doesn't like go up to girls who he considers like a 10 or highly ranked because he has this perception of them that they're bitches or like turn you down or whatever. I say don't limit yourself. I say don't put yourself in that box. You'd be pretty surprised. Just be yourself. And then also what you two said was to be honest about what your intentions are. You know, I feel like most girls would prefer that. I've also had this other guy tell me that he purposely leads girls on and makes them believe that he wants a relationship because he believes that he's more likely to get sex out of them. And I think that's fucked up. In my opinion, that's the same thing as rape.
What? Wait.
I'm sorry, it's the same thing as RA
coercion.
or whatever you want to call it, SA, whatever.
Wait, hold on. Can you just like rewind 15 seconds?
So if the
what
girl
do you consider
is only
the R word?
If the girl is only hooking up with you because she believes that she's gonna get like a relationship out of you, or you guys are heading towards that route, and you are manipulating her into thinking that, and say if she would have known prior that that's all that you wanted out of her, maybe she wouldn't have hooked up with you. So you are manipulating her into having sex with you.
Wait, so you're saying like guys are saying they want something more serious in order to secure sex from women, and then they just disappear? Is that kind of what you're getting at a little bit?
Yeah,
They're misrepresenting their intentions.
Yeah, because they assume, and you know what happens when you assume.
Tell me what happens. What happens when
You
you
make
say
an ass out of you and an ass out of me.
I mean, I guess if it's coercion for a guy to say, I'm really into you, I want to pursue something seriously, I'm interested in a relationship, would you also agree then that it's coercion when women wear makeup or have plastic surgery or have
No.
face filters or Photoshop? No.
No.
Yeah, that's two
What-
different things.
I mean,
you-
it's
wait,
a-
wait,
like
I have a
wearing
question. I have a
clothes.
question. If a guy, if a guy was like, "Yo, like, I want to date you," and you were like, "Okay," and then you had sex with him, and then he just like bounced on you, you said that you consider that rape. Would you accuse him of rape?
No. That I think you're misunderstanding me.
She's trying to, like, I get what she's trying to say, because, like, I wouldn't necessarily say, like, yeah, like, that's rape or anything. I would not agree. But it is a form of, like, you know, it's manipulation, basically.
Certainly.
It's manipulation.
Certainly.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's straight up rape or anything, because I don't think it's justifiable to go and take that to court or the lengths, extents, or whatever. But it's been a new discussion being brought up about how it's similar to coercion in a way. I believe that coercion is definitely rape. If somebody's saying no a million times and you're like convincing them to say yes after a certain point, because most times women say yes after a while because we fear our safety and we thinking it's either let's say yes and get this over with, or it could be a violent thing in the end, right? But like personally, from what she's saying, I disagree. I wouldn't say necessarily it's rape, but it is a form of manipulation, and it's a very mild, watered down form of assault in a way, but it depends on how it's done. Because there's like, but I don't know how to explain.
I'm going to
Wait,
use an
hold on.
example. So I'm going to school
'Cause
for
I
real
understand both
estate.
sides.
I'm going to school for real estate. You have 3 years to sue someone for not disclosing something to you. So if you can find that there's mold in the house and say, you know, you don't know if the selling agent, the person who sold you that house, they may or may not have known about it. It doesn't matter. You can still sue them. So I hope I'm getting my point across, but basically, like, by you not disclosing that to them, it's fucked up. Just be honest. And you know, there's a lot of girls out there that'll probably sleep with you anyway.
Wait, let me just
A lot
say
of girls
something. Let me
almost
just
all
say
buy
something
these.
for all the guys out there. You guys, I want you to hear what they're saying very clearly. We live in an age where there's a lot of false rape accusations that are thrown around. There's a lot of false sexual assault accusations that are thrown around. Listen to what they're saying. Just be careful, bros. Be careful.
Just
of
stay
what you're getting
abstinent
yourself
like
into.
him, and you'll be okay.
Exactly,
Bruh.
Exactly.
Can we stop with the ad hominem attacks on each other, guys? Okay, so, so your position is that if a guy is being disingenuous as to his intentions in courting you, that if he makes a statement, for example, I'm interested in a long-term relationship, and that happens to not be true, you're saying that is tantamount
Basically sexually
to
assault.
sexual. I just want to understand what you're saying. Is that a fair assessment of what your position is?
I don't know. Why don't you turn the question on to these girls on the right? If they were to get married to someone and then have, you know, sexual intercourse with them,
No,
and that
I don't
person then
think it's assault
goes
is my
to
answer.
divorce them, like, I'm sure they would feel like betrayed.
Can we move on?
I would not.
I don't think it would be assault, though. No.
Next.
The only point I'll make is that if men are if it's somehow coercion or there's either some sort of criminal there's a suggestion that there should be criminal liability for men making romantic there's a specific term for this, but it's not coming to me.
You're saying it's criminal to lead a girl on.
Yeah, but then surely it also must be criminal for women to wear makeup, use Photoshop, get plastic surgery.
You don't even have to go that far. It could be criminal for a girl to lead a guy on in that same way.
in the same way.
Yeah.
That's job. That's not.
I
no one
do-
ever said
No, but
wrong
it's
to
just
that.
like that's the game. Oh baby, I don't think it's right.
I agreed with this.
I don't
so
think
talk
that's
to me.
right.
I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
I want a man to do that. I said I want a man to leave me on if anything. So I'm one person.
Wait, you want a man to lead you on?
No, that's not what I'm saying, obviously. But it's like I was
Does that
saying.
mean you want to be?
What?
Wait, what are you
Okay,
saying?
I don't
What are you
think-
saying?
What do you
What
want?
are you saying?
No, because I said earlier when we were talking about if we want men to be straight up with us or whatever, and I said how I'm not seeking a relationship right now, but I'd rather fake the funk for a couple weeks rather than us just off the bat being like, you know. So I don't know. I don't want to explain it. That's why, like,
okay.
I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that that was rape. I was actually saying that I think it's different. But then Brian's blocking eye contact with me,
What?
so I just felt necessary.
I'm sorry.
to
It's just, you know,
clarify.
Had some
I just
gnarly
wanted to
takes
say
tonight.
on that, just real quick, the you do, like, us as women, I believe that we. I'm not saying that that's right. Like, I totally get that there's situations where stuff is really bad that can happen, but I do think that we as women, if we want to say that we respect ourselves and we have a high amount of respect for ourselves, I think that you really do have to be the gatekeeper on seeing who this man is and not putting yourself in a situation where that could happen and
You could get taken advantage of.
yeah, like I would be like, no, I need to see who this guy is. I'm not even like, you can take me on proper dates. I'm not gonna fool around because I don't want that regret for myself because I respect myself. And I think that he needs to prove himself. And that's actually gives me more self-respect because I know that I'm keeping my limits to what I want. So, yeah.
I mean,
just a
the
little-
argument is that it's
Yeah.
coercion. If a guy is saying, "No, baby, I'm going to date you. I'm going to date you. I'm going to be your
That's
boyfriend."
not what I mean by coercion, though.
What do you mean by coercion?
I mean when they're like, come on, let's just do it.
Well,
We're
that's-
already
that's a
here.
separate
We're
thing.
already
That's not
together."
what- that's not what
I
she
know.
was
That
saying,
is the
though.
That's
true
why, 'cause
definition
I-
of coercion.
That's why I was just saying that because I brought up the definition coercion earlier because I was saying I don't think what she's saying is rape necessarily, but a close like synonym to the situation she's talking about is coercion, where I believe that is assault. That's the only
Okay,
reason why I brought
and
that
that's
word.
that's fair. That's a
Yeah.
fair take.
That's
if,
why
if a girl's saying no, and a
Yes.
guy's like, no, come on.
That's why I think
that's
it's assault.
that's
Yes.
coercion.
I don't
That's
think it's
coercion.
assault if somebody leads somebody on. I don't personally think that's assault. No.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think those are two different. I don't
Okay,
think
good.
coercion.
Thank you for clarifying
Yeah,
that.
I don't think coercion is to be used to describe a man leading a woman on. And not.
Do you think it's coercion if a guy is saying, "Yeah, baby, I want to date you. I want to date
No,
you"?
I never said it was coercion. I think it's manipulation. I think it's wrong.
I agree with you that it's wrong, but
yeah, it is wrong. But it's
it's not
tantamount
rape.
to rape still.
No, it's just kind of comparing the two on a like extreme way.
okay.
Being
Let
literal.
me get to this next super chat. We got Davon Jackson with the $10 super chat. Nicolette's ancestors survived just to have their descendant value themselves at
So real.
$6.99.
So real.
Would you like to respond to Mr. Davon Jackson? Nicolette.
Search Nicolette Nicole on OnlyFans.
All right, $6.99. Is there a promo going on, like 20% off, or what's up?
It's 50% off. I
Oh,
actually
shit.
I made a sale because I know it's coming on tonight, so take advantage.
Are you typically $14?
Typically,
But guys,
But I'm only 5, right?
can we do like a promo code? Like, if
I
they-
put whatever. There's like a little message.
she
Oh,
didn't
really?
say you were worth
Hey,
five.
yo.
Said you would
Yeah,
make
check
five.
it out on my
You only
Just
make
to- just
Instagram.
to
It says
clarify.
whatever.
Yo, guys, she has a promo code, whatever, if you want a little for her OnlyFans.
And don't get me wrong. I want to end on a positive note. I think every girl here is beautiful, and whether we disagree or not, it's all for, just content and entertainment.
I think we just
Word.
learned from this, if not at least myself, that I learned I believe what I believe for certain reasons, and I'm not budging on that. And I'm sure you guys learned that you believe what you think for certain reasons. Like, to be completely blank and straightforward, there's a few things that you guys said that if I wasn't trying to be respectful in this room, I would have straight up laughed at and been like, I would never, ever, ever agree with that. And I'm so glad I don't think that way. And I'm sure there's things that we said that you guys would straight up laugh at and be like, I'm so glad I don't think that way. And that's why we are how we are and you guys how you are. And you're going to pursue the men you pursue and we're going to pursue the people we pursue.
Salud.
All right, we got
Empty water.
Chase. We have Mike Davis here with a $10 super chat. Chase, don't be lying that I'm not your type. 1 minute in, and you'll be screaming Black Lives Matter.
Fucking dope, dude. Oh my god.
But I'm asexual. I'm married to the money.
Man's married to
And
the
you
game.
really had to ask me if I would be into
What?
this man.
Mike is
What?
so fucking funny.
What do you mean? What?
Mike, if you ever come out here,
I think-
Mike, if you ever come out here,
We'll set you up with
you don't have to
Kiko.
dox on the show, but we at least have to get beers, bro.
Yeah. Come to Santa Barbara. We'll grab dinner. And if you do want to be on the show, like I said, I have that Guy Fawkes mask, so we can hide your identity.
Yeah, and Mike, beers and dinner on me. I want to meet you, bro.
Boom. We have the Rational Mail here. Don't put Trillstein's chats on screen unless they're 500 plus. Michael Trillstein, step up your game. Hey, but thank you for all the support, Michael. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships at the beginning of the show. By the way, guys, we're really close to unlocking our next emoji. So if you guys want to gift or become a member, we're super close. Help us unlock that next emoji. And then we just have these. And okay, so let's watch this one video, and then we'll wrap in like 5:10. Eric, can you try once more to play that video for us?
Wait, are you supposed to be at work?
Yes.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
I am 20 minutes late to work, Brian.
Do press stop first, and then try pressing it. Okay, try playing. Hold on.
said they were here before hours.
No, go back down to the tape. Okay, up just a little bit.
It's supposed to be at work 20
Do the Nelk one. Do the Nelk one.
Are you the only bartender tonight?
Yo,
The first one, yeah.
Green Lantern's fucking super chat is so funny.
So I'm fine. I just feel bad.
What the fuck, Bonk?
But like, I was so it's not my fault.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Everyone else
Sorry guys, the videos for some strange reason
Let's hit those three super chats.
are not loading, so whatever.
Green Lantern said, Chase, would you rather smash the hottest trans woman in the world or the oldest woman in the world? Honestly, bro, the oldest woman in the world, because then I wouldn't be gay.
What? You really just want me to just rip you a fucking new one. I swear to God.
Are you like, Chase,
Yeah.
how dare you be transphobic?
Yes, actually. What the fuck do you mean? Yes, that was so
Because if I had
unnecessary.
sex with a trans woman, I'd be having sex with a biological man, and I don't want to do that.
The question is,
That's not what you said, though. That's fine. If that's
Because
what you
I'd be
want to say.
gay if I had sex
That's
with a
not
biological
gay.
man.
That's not gay.
That's
And I don't
gay.
even care if you're doing this for like whatever, but like shut the fuck up. Actually,
I'm doing
You
it
look
for
like
what
you have a
Hey,
leader
why-
respect
why don't-
his
why don't-
street
That's too far.
identity.
That's
Why don't
too
you
fucking
Why don't
far.
you make me
That's
shut
too
the
far.
fuck up? Because I have an opinion that differs from yours.
Why is that gonna be a part of something that's starting to say shit like that?
She's right. I mean, that's really
But
hateful,
she's
bro.
not. She's not. It would technically be homosexual. A trans woman is a biological man. Sue me. It's true.
Fuck, dude, that's mean. I also gotta go.
It's
I
not
gotta go.
fucked up. It's real.
That's
It's
his-
true.
Okay, if you guys want to
It's
respect gender
factual.
identities, that's his though. That's his sexuality.
Any opinions you want, but
I'm
that
not allowed
part
to say that.
was
I'm
too
not allowed
fucking
to say
far.
that.
Yes, from a biological woman who doesn't even have any trans friends, that was too fucking far.
What?
A man of God who doesn't judge a Christian, yeah. that's
Yeah,
fucking
you know what God said? It said He made them man and women.
Suck a fat cock.
He made them man and woman. I just told you I'm not gay. I'll pass on that. Thanks though.
Really, 'cause you seem like you're fucking projecting.
She stole my word from me. Finally,
I think-
episode 33. We made people walk off.
If you want to defend people's sexuality and sexual orientation,
I'm
then
just
you should
walking out 'cause I
respect
have to
all
leave.
of them.
But
You should respect all of them.
Have a nice night.
It was fun.
The
you
camera
guys.
wasn't on you.
No, I wasn't trying to like run out, but I took the opportunity. Bye.
Okay, so yeah.
Yo,
We were gonna wrap up
boys.
anyways, but
Was that
Jesus
content or was that
Christ.
content?
Well, you were also given the option. Like, you're entitled to your own opinion. So
Yes, it's true.
She made it through that entire conversation, and then that was.
I find it interesting that that was the thing that made her walk off.
she's late for work. It's late.
Well, yeah, we've been going for a while, so it's probably like the fuse was short. Yo, all right, let me just get the. Did we get any super chats or what?
It was so satisfying to watch. Oh my god.
Holy
This
fuck.
is better than Jerry Springer.
Bruv.
Wait, we didn't.
Who
finish?
knew
They
that
didn't
stating
finish
biological facts would make people walk off the show?
Chase, they didn't finish answering your question.
Which one?
About how men can improve.
That's all right.
The ship has sailed.
My heart is not broken. It's okay.
And then EG, this is better than Jerry Springer. Oh God.
Dude, this is fucking content, bro. Like,
Bro, is the video chat? Is this Monka TOS? Chat? Is it T chat?
Nicolette looks pissed. Nicolette, are you
Is
pissed?
it Monka TO? The views, let me just say this disclaimer. The views expressed by the panelists on this show do not necessarily reflect the channel owner or the channel. I think we're fine. I don't.
Yes, we're fine.
You're just.
What Brian's
it's an
trying to say
opinion.
is he would have slept with the super hot trans woman.
What?
Is what he's saying.
There's
Bruh,
nothing wrong
Cha-
about it. Nothing to laugh.
Chase,
Nothing to
Chase.
laugh about it, though.
No, there isn't anything.
Wow. I'm surprised that we were so close to making it to the end too. Unfortunate. Let's pull up these last super chats.
Have you never had somebody walk off before?
This is the first time,
No,
right?
we had the two attorneys.
Did they walk off?
Oh, and your
God.
old sound guy, yeah.
Oh,
Didn't
and
he walk
Chris.
off too?
Classic. Classic.
Oh,
I need to
jeez.
start clipping me.
I know. I need to step up the clipping game. Yo, chat. If anybody in the chat's like down to help out with video editing, I'm just overwhelmed with like all the other stuff I'm doing on the podcast. I have not dedicated enough time to doing clips, uploading clips to TikTok, clips to YouTube, both shorts and regular clips. So if anybody's down to help out, let me know, DM out, whatever.
By the way, Ghost Stalker told me to tell you guys we've got a few super chats we got to get to, just before we forget.
Did we miss any?
He just commented it like a minute ago.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we got.
We have 3 up there at the top on that. Why don't we just check them?
Elder Scrolls. No, we got EG. We got Mike Davis.
Yeah.
Or
Did
wait.
you see that chat?
I think we might have missed one of Mike Davis's.
Why don't we
super
just check the super chats?
Eric, can
at
you
the
click?
top?
Wait, no, just Eric. No, go back to the other window. Can you click on the?
Wait. Ghost Stalker said right there. Exit out of that, Eric. Ghost Stalker said right there. Yep. From Mike Davis and others, he needs to go back and read. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, can you just scroll up, Eric, and just check on? No, those
Wow,
are
you got so many super chats
No.
tonight.
I don't know if that's it. Oh,
We shouldn't let the panel vote. Wait, go back to that, Eric.
Oh, it's this one. Okay, sorry guys. Mike Davis with the $10 super chat. The only thing wannabe Ariana learned is that she needs to get back on the meds as soon as possible. Word. Okay.
She left. We shouldn't talk about her.
She did storm off. We were so close to making it. I mean, Mike Davis predicted it, right? Frank Castle. All right. What the fuck, yo?
That is so funny.
All right. Chase is basically Kanye now. All right. I mean,
Kanye's the GOAT.
all right. And then let's see. We have. Do we have one more? We just had one more that came in from Mike Davis. Mike Davis, the trash took itself out. Natural selection at its finest. All right. Mike Davis roasting hardcore. Wow. Okay. So would anybody, guys, if you're watching and you like the show, become a member and go to Twitch, drop an Amazon Prime sub, give us a follow. Just saying. And so before we wrap, guys, you can bring it back, Eric. Anyone final thought? Want to say anything before we wrap up here? Hensley?
No.
Tatum. Good.
I'm tired.
Nicolette? Use code whatever for her OnlyFans. You get, what's the percentage off?
It's
50.
50% off.
Boom.
Go check it out.
Okay.
All I want to say is that I respect everyone's opinions here. I think you're.
Except for Chase. I'm just kidding.
Who is that? I
Who
want to
is
say
that?
I think you would make more than $5. You're really pretty. I just thought that you needed to like. No, it's not that. It's not easy money. That's what I was getting at. You're very beautiful. Everyone's
Who the
beautiful.
fuck is that guy?
And that's it.
This has been a very interesting podcast so far, I have to say.
Ousties, any thoughts besides just interesting?
That's it.
All right.
Grace?
This was really, it was really fun. I think it was really cool. And I respect all of your guys' opinions too. And yeah, it's just cool to see how I think it's a pretty important topic, like especially in our generation, like dating and relationships and stuff. Obviously we're all trying to figure it out. So it's good to hear people's perspectives. So it was really fun.
I love this show. Thank you, Brian, for having me on
thank you,
again.
Brian.
This panel was lit.
It's so lit.
Well, thank you, Tara, for coming on. Did I say
I
right?
want-
Wait, did I? Tara?
Yes, you did. Good job.
What's up, Estes?
Just want to say one thing. In Icelandic, when you say bye, you say bless, bless. And I just thought that was really cool because when you're saying goodbye to someone, you're literally blessing them, and that's in the Icelandic language.
Bless,
so
bless.
bless, bless.
Oh, that's
Yo,
cool.
Tara. For a second, it seemed like you and Kiko were like gonna legit go.
I
fight.
thought I know,
Yeah,
and I
that's
was like
true.
really
Yeah.
sad.
I
I
was
like
scared
think
of it.
she's really cool. It's not personal. It's just for the podcast because it's fun. Like I would never get into topics like this with her. Like if I had met her not on this podcast, we would have probably had like a great friendship. Like I don't know, we could have had a friendship. I don't know. But she like straight. I just want to know if I can go back to backstage at one point. I don't know
She's
if that's
pansy.
like.
She said just not on weekend
Oh,
nights?
just not on Saturday. Okay, I
Yeah.
just can't.
8 to
Saturday,
12.
Saturday's off. I'll find much better things to do. But okay.
She
Yeah.
banned you. Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I got a couple things I want to say. First off, this was a lot of fun. I pushed Brian pretty hard to have a very polarized, opposite extreme ends of the spectrum panel because I thought something like this might happen, and it did. Thank you guys for participating. I want you guys on this side of the table to know I don't think I'm better than you in any way, okay? I don't think you guys are bad people. I don't look at it like that, okay? I hope you know that. I respect you guys as people. I thank you guys for coming in, stating your opinions. I think it makes for interesting content. Thanks for making his podcast better. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. Also, thank you ladies for sharing your positions. It's nice to finally get a few God-fearing women on the show. It's pretty rare. And yeah, Brian, thanks for having all of us, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else, last things. Well, it's unfortunate that Kiko stormed out like that, but, yeah, I mean, we don't like to see people get upset.
Yeah, Kiko, if you end up watching this, I just want you to know I respect you as well. You made this podcast very fun tonight. It was fun going tit for tat with you. It was an interesting conversation. Thank you.
Sweet. So big thank you to everyone here who came on. Thank you to the panel. Really appreciate you guys. And big thank you to you guys for watching. You could have been doing anything else, but you were here with me. I appreciate that. We're going to wrap up. We will be live. Was today Thursday? Wait. Today's Thursday?
Yep.
We might be doing another Dating Talk panel Sunday. That's usually an off day for us. If that doesn't materialize, we will be live again Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Guys, like the video and leave a comment on your way out for the algorithm. Thanks again to the wonderful panel for joining us.
You said Big Mike Trillstein is coming in on Tuesday?
Mike Trillstein will be here on Tuesday, guys.
Nice.
And then we have a very good panel on Tuesday as well. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. And I feel like I'm forgetting one thing. Oh, people were asking about Madison update. They were curious about.
Did you smash?
No, we just chatted. We just talked. Yeah.
While naked? or
No,
what?
no. We just talked for a bit, and then that was it.
Okay.
That
was so awesome when that happened.
It was.
You were trying
I
to
was-
prove a point about
yeah.
how hard it is for guys to like get sex from women and stuff, and you
Yeah.
were like, Madison, would you have sex with me? And she was like, yeah.
You know what's funny is, like, we just talked, and the other girls were on the panel were like, maybe they're trying to be protective or whatever, but they were like, some of them seemed more like we're trying to cock block. I'm just saying.
The girls on the panel with Madison?
Mm-hmm. They're
trying to cock block
after
her
the
and
show.
you?
They're trying to cock block it.
Oh, interesting. What were
I
they?
think.
What were they doing?
I think part of it was just them like being protective or whatever, but like we just sat and talked for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, I gotta do some work, I gotta get some food and whatever. So yeah, we just chatted, we had a convo, and she's cool and whatever. But
Such a funny moment.
yeah, that was super funny. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks again to the big panel. Big panel. Yeah. Thanks to sorry guys, it's almost going on 4 hours. I'm kind of fried at this point. Thanks to the panel. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.